Hey, yo, Jay, can we get some ratchet one time?
Look, I don't wanna talk. How you try and press the kid and really you was soft. All you know is capping, homie, you don't know the law. Pedal to the metal, you ain't catching me in park. I just hit the stop. I don't wanna speak. Talking all that good, so I just hit you with the plays. Running up the score like Tyreek, I'm going deep. Watch me how I'm saucing, I be spreading it with ease. You gon' see the peace. You gon' see the flex when you hear these writtens. Trust me, you know the difference. I got a long ways to climb before you see a slippage. I see the process and the journey I'm supposed to be, but perplexed, cause I don't really see nobody close to me. Hopefully this ain't wasted and I know it ain't. You gotta take the time for seasoning to marinate. You need the patience and the pressure just to detonate. I'm trying to blow up and these heathens need to get it straight. Gifted with a vision and precision, I'm just trying to make it high key. Might be breaking free like I was Zion in some Nikes. Tucked at the crib, bro, you know just where to find me. Making beats and spitting crack verses pretty likely. Yeah, socks with the burst, boy, I ain't changed a bit. Normal guy till I die, you know what it is. You probably thought I'd give up now that I got some kids, but really now I got these arrows aiming at your ribs. I don't wanna talk. How you try and press the kid and really you was soft. All you know is capping, homie, you don't know the law. Pedal to the metal, you ain't catching me in park. I just hit the stop. I don't wanna speak. Talking all that good, so I just hit you with the plays. Running up the score like Tyreek, I'm going deep. Watch me how I'm saucing, I be spreading it with ease. You gon' see the peas. Hey, please be on the notice, these my motives. About my chicken and its rotis. You parsimonious, you take it all cause you a locust. My focus is to grow this mission. A visionary, get a dictionary. We here off the rip and we ain't sharing, we just caring. Let me speak it to the manager. We damage her, no you ain't messing with an amateur. I'm ramming, the competition, they ain't standing up. They fanning from left to right cause now they branded us. Now who that is? Mike Jones, they ain't want me now, they all on me. Got counterfeits trying to play me, I guess they thinking I'm Sony. These big head dummies showing up and out of their character. Homie, you need a price cause without it the squad ain't hearing you. Top of that, we ain't fearing you. We swinging for the fences with the sting of a left hook that connects with Sonny Liston. I'm dismissing any and all of the disrespect. Nonetheless, it ain't a threat, I'm just letting y'all know who's next. I don't wanna talk. How you try and press the kid and really you was soft. All you know is capping, homie, you don't know the law. Pedal to the metal, you ain't catching me in park. I just hit the stop. I don't wanna speak. Talking all that good, so I just hit you with the plays. Running up the score like Tyreek, I'm going deep. Watch me how I'm saucing, I be spreading it with ease. You gon' see the peas, you gon' see the...
Ooh, I tell her get low, gon' rock with me. You gon' mess around now and get a shopping spree. I'm now in your possession like apostrophe. Ooh, enough with all the talking, I just told her say less and do more. Do more, do more, do more. Ooh, I tell her do more, do more, do more, do more. Go ahead, set the mood right, dirty like a food fight. You been working all day, load it up in 2 nights. Do more, do more, do more, do more. Ooh, I tell her, yeah. And she gon' work that round. I'ma mess around and drown when she drop that down. Now my phone be blowing up, I like not right now. Oh, I swear that she in next the way she work that mouth. Whoa, automatic cause she move, she be cousin static. I be straight up like an addict, might be coming at it. Now I gotta have it, had enough with all the moves, yeah, move here. Ooh, let me grab it now, I'm on 1 year. Now I'm not done yet, told her wait right here. I'll be back one set, this is just time out, this is not no way. Go and grab that friend, and you know what's next stage. You been rockin' with an all-star, baby, and I know you coming early like a five-star, baby. Packing out the seat, this ain't no hostile, baby, and they know me in the city like a mob star. I tell her get low, gon' rock with me. You gon' mess around now and get a shopping spree. I'm now in your possession like apostrophe. Oh, enough with all the talking, I just told her say less and do more, do more, do more, do more. Oh, I tell her do more, do more, do more, do more. Go ahead, set the mood right, dirty like a food fight. You been working all day, load it up in 2 nights. Do more, do more, do more, do more. Oh, I tell her, yeah.
Yeah. Head up in the clouds, dog, they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm up next. Remember when she blew me off, that's why I can't text. Now she call me petty, but I swear I can't forget. This ain't a test. Now they saying that I ball like Jerry West. Coming back for what is mine, can't take no less. I said go and take a shot, so I need your best. And stop the threats, so nobody's into me. I don't got time, I'm not giving the energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I do not mess with you, dog, you're not kidding me. You don't got way too close. I been up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. I seen too many people that switched up, whose man's high. Through it all, I stay the same, I swear to God, I can't lie. Been down so damn low that I came up for my life. They talk way too much on the internet, it's not real life. I swear my fam waiting, I can't lose, and I'm still right. Still right, I swear that I'm working them up till like midnight. It's real life, I got a time and I'm coming to get mine. In time, I cannot lose and I'm coming right inside. I'm in my, yeah.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the roll, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command, like, yeah, you about to see me on demand, like, you know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't ever going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the roll, here we go, yeah, at the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know, yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah, on the roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the roll, here we go, yeah, at the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know, yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah, on the roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go. On a roll, here we go, here we go.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Frankie Candles live stream every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And sometimes we come to you twice a day for FOMC and the night stream. And shout out to anybody who tuned in today. Shout out to anyone who was in the FOMC stream, guys. I will say, sorry, just moving stuff off the desk here. I will say, guys, we were looking for some pretty specific things, some pretty specific targets, and pretty specific liquidity to get swept. And we did wind up getting that, and we did get that pull to the downside. So I'm going to go over those levels, guys. We put in that new all-time high at about 76,900, almost 77K, as we did have that liquidity sitting above. And now we're getting a pullback. Are we going to zero? Are we going to zero? Is this finally the big pullback? Or are we just going to get another pullback and another all-time high like we got from yesterday to today. We're going to cover it all, and hopefully we can get it just as close as we did on that earlier stream, so we can come back here tomorrow and be like, hey, look, it happened again, guys. The TA is magic. The crystal ball is real. I mean, I don't have one, guys. I swear I don't have one, but the crystal balls are real. I heard some people have them. But yeah, shout out to the Mafia. Thank you guys for being here for the second time today. Smash that like button if you have not already. I think we got 600 and something likes on that stream. Let's beat it, guys. Let's get 750 likes on the stream. Smash it as many times as you can. Just make sure it's an odd amount of times, so the like stays there. And we will be giving away some Solana if we hit 750 likes on tonight's live stream. We'll do that on tomorrow's Friday night live stream. We'll give away some Solana. If we get 1,000 likes, maybe we'll give away some Solana to 2 people. And we'll make sure it's a decent bit. So shout out to the Mafia. We got Jay Violet in the chat. We got K Diggity. Phoebe says hi. And it does look like Phoebe's coming through, dumping the market here. So shout out to Phoebe. We got Mrs. Candles. We were sniffing Mrs. Candles' hands, and she gave us the hand sniffs. You guys spam those Mrs. Candles' hands in the chat, and it was able to pump us up to our target. And it turns out that Mrs. Candles might be the key. Her plastic hands might be the key to pumping the market, guys. So shout out to K Diggity. Shout out to Skywalker. We got Wayne C. in the chat saying, hola, Mafia. Shout out to Wayne C. We got Captain Kirk, Tyler Durden, Rob the Crypto Snob, Crypto Billy, Chemistry Bro, Dave Digital, Darren Does Things. You guys know who the mods are. Show them some love in the chat. Dropping those Mrs. Candles hands. I see you guys. Let's see. Killer hat, Frankie. Shout out to Michael S. I appreciate you, bro. This is the Carhartt brown with the navy blue. I like it. If you guys want to check these out, you can check out FrankieCandlesTrading.com. We do have them for sale, or you can smash the like button and we'll give away some of them for free. Maybe we'll give some hats away. $650 for some hats, $750 for some Solana. And then if we go above that, we'll just start throwing hats and money at people. I don't know. But shout out to everybody in here, guys. Let's go ahead and break down this price action. I'm going to talk to you guys about kind of what I'm looking at as we are getting that pullback. Should we be worried? We're coming down to some key levels. If we lose the level we're at right now, we may be looking a little bit lower, and we're going to talk about the targets right now. Let me just hide some of these levels first. I don't want to give away the sauce here, or at least yet. Let's go ahead and jump into the charts. Let's see. Yes, I love hats and money. Shout out to Dan Ludwig. We may make a new hat design that may be featuring Phoebe, the GOAT. But yeah, shout out to you guys. Let's go ahead and jump on in here. Obviously, as you guys know, we have come in and put in that new all-time high sitting here, candle high on the Bybit perpetual chart, sitting at 76,954. Now, as you guys are aware, let me go ahead and pull up some of these liquidation heat maps really quickly. But as you guys know, a few minutes ago, we were just live, but we were looking at some of these liquidation levels on the chart here, sitting. I mean, guys, this is like a beautiful way to teach liquidity. We knew, right? And I do want to walk you guys through this just a little bit, just because shout out to Jesse, thank you for the super chat, bro. I appreciate you, man. He says, smash that like up. Let's go. He put some like hands, not Mrs. Candles hands, and candles. Shout out to Jesse. Thank you for the super chat. You are the like police, Jesse. Get in there and get everybody to smash that like button. Let's go. Respect Jesse, guys. He is the official CandleMafia like police today. Shout out to Jesse. I appreciate you, bro. Christmas tree pattern. We're going to talk about that. The Christmas tree of death. But yeah. This is actually the turkey pattern of death, guys. You have the flocking feathers of that turkey, and then you get the little gobble neck to come up, and then absolute death. And sometimes what you really don't want to see is that turkey neck to come up, put in that little gobble, and then dump. That is not good. You get that little turkey beak, the gobble, and then you absolutely dump to the downside. This is, somebody clip it, that is chart. Or chart art, as we like to call it. That is, that is the turkey pattern of death. It is November. It is turkey season. And those turkeys are coming for their vengeance before we come for them on Thanksgiving. But anyway, let's go ahead and continue on here. Obviously, guys, on that last live stream earlier today, we were looking at price as we were approaching these highs here, looking for price to come into the, let me see here. What's the time? 12:54. When were we live here? I think we were kind of chilling down here. 2:30. Yeah, so we were kind of just, I think we started down here. We got the pump up, and then we got the pullback. But as you guys know, earlier in the premium Discord, we were looking at price deviating above this volume profile. And this is very important because we were getting some bearish divergences here on the lower time frames. And this just goes to show you can't just trade random bearish divergences, guys. There's a little more that goes into the TA. But we looked at this and we were like, hey, we're getting bear divs above the value area. But we don't have other confluences, right? Like you have the bear div, but when we looked at the 15-minute, we actually had money flow coming up. And when you have this money flow coming up with a 4-hour green dot, I'm not going to show it, but we did have that 4-hour our green dot printing at the same time, oftentimes you do get a continuation to the upside. So based off of that, as well as the fact that we had this liquidity sitting above, which is also going to act as a magnet for price, so we're assuming price is probably going to get sucked up towards that liquidity, and I'm going to show the heat map in a second. We sat on our hands. We did not take that short position, and I said, guys, it looks like, you have that bear div, but the confluences are not lining up. I'm going to sit it out. I think I'm going to be expecting all-time highs into looking for this liquidity to get swept. And we even let me see if I can pull this up real quick. Yeah, like literally, like, as we don't just talk about this, right? Like, we had those confirmations, but we said, hey, liquidity above, probably going to give us that quick move into this Fibonacci extension level, again, at 76,938, where we also had this liquidity sitting. We know it's going to act as a magnet. We know if we tap into this level, we're probably going to get the shot up, right? Not a lot of people are showing this in-depth information for free on YouTube, guys. You get that push up into 77K. We covered this live on the live stream, and what happens? We even marked out the liquidity on TradingView here, saying, hey, if you start cracking this level, we're probably going to get the quick move into this zone, and there you go. We not only get the sweep of liquidity, but we did get the SFP of the highs here. Candle wick above, closure down below. If you guys want to know how I trade these SFPs, I have a video on the channel that you guys can check out. I show you exactly how to spot these SFPs, how to find the levels, and also, how I like to get, how I go to the lower time frames to enter into them, so you don't enter in down here, and you can actually get an entry above the, higher up in the candle, get a better entry into that trade so you can enjoy that whole move down. Now, unfortunately, I didn't personally take that short because I was live with the Mafia just narrating the price action. I said this at the premium Discord earlier today. We could have taken this trade live. I don't really love taking trades live on YouTube. Sometimes I'll take them on the side and then pull them up after the entry has come up. But I do believe there's actually some kind of I just don't want people to just copy trade, right? Because in the premium Discord, we have a full understanding. Like, the Mafia is learning the actual TA and what we look for, what makes trades good, how to manage the risk, etc. But if I just call these out on YouTube, it's like people are going to try to take the short, and then if it doesn't play out, they're going to get wrecked. They're going to be like, why didn't I get rich overnight? But either way, I did not take this short position, even though we were looking for this exact move in the Discord. But either way, we get the SFP, guys. We come up, sweep that liquidity perfectly. We literally marked this out on the live stream. Big wake up, big wake down, SFP, and the drop to the downside. And we are now coming down to some very, very important levels of support. And I will be honest here, not only did we have the sweep of liquidity and these low time frame bear divs, right? And then some of this money flow kind of trying to start to come out now. But another thing that we've been looking at here in the hot, literally like the plan here, is, if we get the SFP, that could give you a little move to the downside. But if we are going to get a bigger continuation down, there are some signs here on the chart that we could get a little bit more of a correction. Now, not a move to zero, right? Not a dump back down to zero, necessarily. Hopefully not, right? Maybe if it hits us by surprise, we'll likely be in a short. Shout out to Dave Digital. Is Dave Digital in here right now? Dave hit us up in the Discord and said, just locked in 50% on the short from the Discord. Is that the setup that we were just talking about, Dave? Let me know. If you know how to use the information here, guys, if you understand the TA, you know how to use it, there is money to be made here. So shout out to Dave Digital. Congrats on your win, bro. Yo, shout out to Crypto Billy. Said, does Tyler Durden still work here, or did Rob the Crypto Snob fire him? Shout out to Crypto Billy. Yeah, I think they're actually going head to head in a trading competition to see who gets fired. But sometimes Tyler Durden just drops the hammer. I don't know. Tyler Durden just grabs the reins sometimes. So shout out to Tyler Durden. Don't fire me, brother. Please don't fire me. But anyway, continuing on. Love the hustle today. Shout out to Panikin Skywalker. Says, love the hustle today. Stay hydrated with that Aztecian black cactus moss water. Yo, shout out to Panikin Skywalker. I do have some special blueberry Andromeda Bound Alien Scam Water here, guys, today. This is not bubbly or buble, as some people call it. I'm trying to cut back on the caffeine late at night, guys. I can't sleep. But anyway, continuing on here, not only did we get the SFP in a small pullback here, we could potentially see this continue down a little bit more. And obviously, we do have these key levels below that could be our guide into where price is likely to go next, right? So if we get under this value area, now I wouldn't be surprised if we get a little retracement, but if we do come back down here, this level is sitting at $75,800. If we get down here, and again, we could retrace, right? We can come out a little bit, but if we do come back down here and we get stuck under this value area high, it could potentially get us accepted back into this range, and I would be looking closer towards that POC of the range for a bigger drop to the downside. Now, again, I'm not calling for zero, right? People, as we're hitting these all-time highs, like, people are like, what the heck? Why are you looking for pullbacks in a bull market, right? And this is the reason, because you can make money on this. Shout out to Dave Digital, right? You can make money on these little moves, on these little scalp trades, especially if you're leverage trading. There's plenty of money to be had here. So, And that's all I mean, but when we're looking for pullbacks here, you have to understand the context of the market, not looking for zero, just looking for these pullbacks because we day trade this, we scout this, or at least I'm not personally in this, unfortunately, but typically we do. But that's your key level, right? $75,800, get stuck underneath there, can't get back above. That's where I'm looking down to the POC, sitting at $74,985, $75,000 almost even. And that is going to be kind of the big level, right? Because let's go ahead and pull some, let's come out to a little bit of a higher time frame. Let's pull some fibs here from the high or from the low to the high. Yeah, so, that POC is going to be kind of a big level, and even the POC slash value area low would be kind of more interesting in my opinion. If we pull from, let me see what this gives us. Yeah, I would probably be pulling this wick, actually. Yeah, I'd probably be pulling this would be the main one I'd look at. But yeah, like this would be a pretty big level, right? Because if you come down to that POC, not impossible to bounce here. We've been looking at this a lot on the channel, guys, where you see price break out of a value area and then come back into it to retest the POC before breaking out. We saw this on Ethereum before the big pump. We saw this on Bitcoin before the next leg up on one of these local volume profiles. But this is going to be a key zone. And yeah, I would keep in mind the golden pocket. However, we lose the value area high. You are eventually going to at least expect the POC. And then if you lose the POC, you can look for the value area low. And then maybe on a deviation, we can look at that 786 sitting at 74.3 as backup support. But for the most part, unless we get like a huge dump down, these are going to be the local levels I am looking at. And again, this golden pocket is going to be important to look at, but I would really like to see a pullback towards that value area. POC, golden pocket, 786, this whole confluent zone down here, sitting at about 75.31 to 74,700. So that's kind of what I'm looking at here in the medium term. And then obviously, if we go ahead and let me go ahead and drop all this in the, what is this level? That was the previous high. I can get rid of that. And let me just put all this stuff in a folder so I can hide it. And then we'll pull up the higher time frames as well. So obviously, guys, we are bullish here, right? This is bullish market structure on the daily time frame. Shout out to LuxAlgo. LuxAlgo was helping us see this when we were still in our main range here, right? The question is, I'm not necessarily expecting a massive move back down into this range, but anything is possible here, guys. So just keep that in mind. Let me go ahead and, yeah, so this range right here, like this is kind of like more macro support. Like let's pretend, again, not necessarily, we still have those local supports that I will be watching. I'm not necessarily instantly calling for this. But if we did wind up coming down here to fill this giant candle, big macro level of support, if we see some kind of big dump to the downside, hopefully we don't have to see it, guys, but hopefully we could just keep ripping, but, we have to look at that bearish case. If we do wind up getting the bigger move down, just to keep this on your chart, these are high time frame levels. This is the golden pocket 786 slash value area high confluence, which is sitting at about 70,600 all the way down to about 69.51. And again, I'm hoping we don't have to see that. But again, even if we were going to continue this uptrend, we could get a healthy pullback here for another continuation up if we are just going to continue that trend to the upside. So if we did come down here, it's not necessarily the most alarming thing in the world, right? Because with that, with the market structure here, bullish change of character. We show this every single day because the trend is your friend until the end. As long as you're in this bullish trend, you can look for the shorts just like we do, right? Like we were looking at earlier today. But you have to understand the grand context of things. I wouldn't be looking for, in an uptrend like this, especially on the daily market structure, like bullish market structure like this, you're going to be taking, almost on all of these highs, we have caught shorts in the premium Discord, right? Like even here, right? But, you're going to be anticipating this to be, in the grand scheme of things on the daily time frame, potential lackluster pullback to put in higher lows to continue the trend to the upside, right? So if we did come down here, not getting super bearish, but these are definitely a zone you're going to want to be keeping an eye on. 70,770, 68,932. Big zone of support. Now, not only is this going to be a big area because you don't want to break down below here, you would like to get the higher low in the bounce, but if we did break down below that 786, guys, that would, technically put us in danger of getting back into that volume profile. But hopefully, we don't have to do that. Hopefully, the election low is not going to be revisited here. Shout out to Dave Digital. I saw him asking in the live stream earlier today, is it true that we've never revisited election day lows? That wouldn't surprise me. I can't really say for sure because I haven't actually gone back and checked that. I don't know. So yeah, I mean, it wouldn't really surprise me because those elections happen. That's typically right. We looked at the cycle chart earlier today. And, we look at this and we say to ourselves, well, hey, like we're pretty much right on time, right? Like even back in 2020, last cycle, this was like pretty much the same exact scenario we had, right? We had the halving come in, 170 days, 161 days of sideways price action. And then we finally break that, actually, wait, hang on. Let me see. Where did we actually break that all-time high? That real break of the all-time highs was really closer. Hang on a second, guys. This might be weirder than we realize. Hang on a second. So technically, that was the candle. So 203 days, yeah. But for the most part, right, you go sideways for about 161 days before getting the big move up in October, end of October, beginning of November, right? And this has happened not only in this cycle, but also this cycle. And, back here, we had the election, everything. It was all lining up. And we were, we've gone back to this, like, countless times saying, hey, like, you wiggle sideways here, you look for that breakout to the upside. This is a better time than any to start seeing that big parabolic move to the upside. And it does look like we are off to a good start. So I wouldn't be surprised, if that is true. But if someone could confirm that for me in the chat, I would greatly appreciate it. I wouldn't be surprised if that were the case. And, hopefully that is the case right now, where we don't have to break those lows and we don't have to come back down. We can just continue to come small pullbacks and bigger pulls up. But yeah, that is, you want to be aware of those levels in case something crazy does wind up happening here. So there you go. And shout out to Lux Algo, guys. If you want to check out their premium indicators, which are absolutely awesome, the price action indicator here is a premium indicator. They have a ton of free ones as well that you could try. But you can check the link in the description down below. They help us out here at the channel. But that's not why I talk about this, right? I talk about this because I use this indicator all the time. We used Lux Algo before we were ever sponsored by them. So just keep that in mind. It's honored to be sponsored by such an amazing indicator company. So, but yeah, check them out. But yeah, there you go, right? And as long as we keep that bullish market structure, the trend is your friend. Change a character, higher low, break a structure. At this point, you're looking for lackluster pullbacks, higher lows, breaks a structure. So it's okay to get the pullbacks as long as we don't start like taking out these lows, right? We start taking out those lows, lose the POC. Again, that's kind of the big line in the sand, but we'll cross that road when we get there, because these local levels, we have a decent bit of support down here locally. Hopefully we can just hold on top of these. So those are kind of like the more lower time frame. If this is going to be a pullback, in a little bit more of an aggressive fashion with that swing failure up here, this is the guide to price action on the way back down, right? Lose that high. Golden pocket, could get a bounce there, but at that point, you're kind of expecting to get sucked down towards that PLC, and we'll see. We'll see what happens, but, it's going to be key to hold above that value area high. Again, coming in at $75,800. Very simply put. Now, yeah, that is, let's see here. Let me go ahead and, we could also look at this in a couple other different ways, right? We could pull this kind of whole area of price action, this giant volume profile. Now, I do kind of favor this one, right, locally. Let me pull it to the previous. Actually, is this confluent? Hang on one second, guys. Yeah, there's a few different ways you could look at this, right? But yeah, you could technically look at this kind of full area of consolidation. It's kind of a slow trend up, but you could see here, right? With this volume profile, you go from the low to the high, back to the POC, but then you break out. Now you're just hitting the high. There's a few different ways to look at this. There really is no wrong way. A lot of people ask me, Frankie, how do you pull your volume profiles? And the answer is I pull them really the way I pull this personally. If you want the Frankie Candle style, I like to pull it on sideways price action, right? So here, we're kind of looking at it like this, but if you pull it to the current price action, this could wind up, it's a little bit wonky, right? When you have these kind of like upward sloping ranges, it's kind of hard to, pull the, I don't know. It's kind of hard to, there's really no clean range here. You'd have to pull the smaller ranges, right? Like this is a little bit more clean, sideways price action. But yeah, that is pretty much, this is really the one. This is kind of the way that I'm looking at it, right? Right before the breakout, I pull it to here, and now we're kind of like playing with that value area high. But a few different ways to look at it. It's kind of personal preference. But no matter where you pull it from, guys, these levels are based off of volume, right? So these levels are likely to be respected regardless of where you're pulling them from. You might get different context, but the levels will likely be interacted with, right? So there you go. Now, if we do get a retracement here, if we continue to bounce off this value area high, let me pull up Market Cipher really quickly here. Bada boom, bada bing. So let's see here, right? VWAP's coming up. I would prefer, right? Because like I said, I did not take the short up here from the high as we were live. But, if we do get a continuation up, there is some level that we can, potential levels that we can reject here, right? So if we do hold the value area high and get a temporary bounce, I wouldn't necessarily be looking for a moonshot from here just because we have now swept liquidity up here, tapped that Fibonacci retracement level, and we also have that 8-hour red dot looking to print with our 30-minute money flow starting to cross over into the red. So if we can get that 8-hour red dot, guys, remember, 8-hour red dot, 30-minute money flow crossover into the red. Oftentimes, that is where we see the bigger move down begin, right? Or that is usually what starts the 30-minute trend. So if that money comes into the red, The money flow comes into the red. The 8-hour red dot prints. We could anticipate that the trend will continue to the downside. And maybe that 30-minute trend only brings you to the golden pocket or the POC or just the value area low. It doesn't mean you're going to zero, but you can anticipate that trend. So if I'm trading this, right, I'm looking at this as, hey, I mean, maybe we just get accepted in here and go. But if we were able to get a little bit more of a bounce, very simply put, where are we expecting the lower highs to come in at? Well, we could pull our Fibonacci retracements, right? So, the highest level I would look at is about 76,394. Now, you can't just short here, right? You have to look for, you have to assess the market, right? If it looks like we're going to rip, you don't take the short. It's very important. Just like I mentioned back here in the premium Discord, there was a low time frame short to be had here with a divergence on the lower time frames, but because money flow was coming into the green with a 4-hour green dot, just like the 8-hour red dot, 30-minute money flow crossover into the red, the 4-hour green dot and the 15-minute money flow crossover into the green gives you the bias of a continuation up, a higher low, a higher high, a higher low, a higher high. So you don't take that short. No confirmation, no short, waiting for higher. What happens? You come higher into the actual zone that you want to look for the short at, and then you get the pullback, right? It's not guessing, right? It's not guessing. It is educated guessing. It's like meteorology, right? Are the weathermen always right? No. But, do they normally get it somewhat right? Like, they might be like, big storm coming tomorrow. And then it just kind of rains a little bit, right? Like, they're usually right if it's going to rain or snow or not snow, but sometimes they're not able to get the exact move right or the exact intensity of it right. And then sometimes they're just completely wrong, right? They're taking the information. Sometimes that storm blows around where it was going to rain, and they don't get the rain, right? Just like sometimes price might not go for that retracement, and it might just dump. But you did get kind of a little retracement before the pullback, right? So I always talk about TA as kind of like it's playing the game of probabilities, right? And then managing that risk. If you guys did not see the stream from earlier today, if you could go find where we were talking about why leverage trading is not gambling, tons of value in there. It's going to be hard to kind of fish through the live stream to find that part, but I highly recommend if you want to get into leverage trading, actually screw that stream. Tony D, if you could drop the link to that video thank you, Crypto Billy, for dropping that volume profile video in there for anyone asking where I pull those ranges from. But Tony, if you could drop that leverage trading tutorial in the chat. If you guys are looking to get into leverage trading, watch this video first. I explain how leverage actually works and why it's not actually gambling if you know how to trade and you know how to manage your risk. It's all about risk management and understanding how leverage affects your margin and how you're supposed to be using leverage. It is not gambling, right? You can be gambling, but it doesn't have to be if you know what you're doing. So if Tony, I'm sure he's finding that link, but whenever you do that, Tony, if you could just pin that as well, that would be great. Let's see. Shout out to Ismail says if leverage trading isn't gambling, you're not using enough leverage. But yeah, there it is. Thank you, Tony D, the GOAT, baby. Shout out to you, bro. And he already pinned it. You beat me to it, bro. You beat me to it. Tony Quick Hands, they call him. But yeah, and it's actually in that live stream earlier today, I talk about how the leverage doesn't even matter, right? When I take a 90x short, right, or a 90x long or 100x long, 100x short, my risk is always the same, right? Whether I'm using 1x leverage or 90x leverage, more often than not, my risk is exactly the same. If I get stopped out, I'm going to lose the same amount of money on a 100x trade than I am on a 1x trade. And if you don't understand that, watch that video or go back to that stream and try to find that part. So yeah, let's go ahead and let's see. Shout out to Dixon, said, Frankie, how did you go about finding out Mrs. Candle's Mrs. Candle's ring size? Do you ask her directly? Wasn't that a giveaway? Shout out to Dixon. I don't have it. I'm just going to when that does happen, which, by the way, Mrs. Candle, if you're watching this, there's really no I don't know. Maybe it happens tomorrow. Maybe it happens 2 years from now. Who knows? But Dixon, I'm gonna roll the dice on it. I might not be risky, with my I might use leverage trading as not gambling. But when it comes to ring sizes, guys, I just gamble. If it doesn't fit, it doesn't fit. I don't know. But anyway, let's continue on here, guys. But yeah, so if we do get the retracement, this would be a big level. I don't know if we're going to get all the way up there. This would be the full Fibonacci retracement of this local move down before another lower low comes in. If that trend's going to continue, which again, based off of the 4-hour red dot, the 15-minute money flow coming into the red, the 8-hour red dot with the 30-minute money flow, right? Money flow indicates longer-term trend, so you can have retracements to continue the trend. On a downtrend, you have lower highs and lower lows. But if we look at this, right, I don't know if we're going to get – sometimes you don't get that full retracement, right? So I am also going to be looking at some of these local levels. And what I'm going to do to help me find that confluent level here, guys, is going to be pulling this volume profile, right? This local volume profile. Let me come down to a little bit of a lower time frame. So we do have this upper range, right? So this is going to be some kind of resistance, right? So we'll mark this out as neutral. And then I'm going to pull my fib here. Not in public, obviously. I'm in the privacy of my own studio. Always pull your fib in private, guys. I've heard people get the cops called on them when they pull their fib in public. Nobody likes that. They're like, hey, are you using leverage with that thing or what? Anyway, this is going to be like another level of resistance if we do come back in. And this is going to be a big level, right? Because if we do get up there, could we get the lower high and the continuation down? Potentially, right? Now, again, it's not just because the resistance level is here doesn't mean that you can take the short, right? We need to have a reason to look for the short. Things might look different once we get up here, right? It depends. We might wiggle around here. All the money flow looks different at, say 8:30 or maybe even wiggles around more, right? And then the money flow, everything looks different at, midnight. And then you come up here, it might just look like it's going to blast off. So there's going to be no short to be had here if that's the case. You have to know the confirmations to look for to actually take the trade. But this is going to be a big level of resistance because we could put the lower high in here before continuing down. Or if we flip that 786, we may be able to come up to the high and potentially come back up to our next higher target, which is going to be sitting right here at about 77.3. Now, another thing to realize here, guys, I never brought up the heat maps. Let me bring them up very, very quickly here. Let me pull it up. Bada boom, bada bing. It's going to lag out for a minute. And there we go. Okay, so as you guys can see here, we did come up and we swept this liquidity. We swept this liquidity. But we did not necessarily hit this liquidity here at 76.9, 77K, right? We kind of just stopped here. So, we do have to be careful. If we do get back up into that local volume profile, right, and we get above that 786 and we come up here, we could potentially start getting sucked up towards that liquidity. We start cracking that liquidity, we could get that push up to 77.3, and then, next higher target would be about 77.6. But again, with the way money flow looks right now, there's new information on the charts every single minute, hour, day, everything, right? So, again, it's an if this, then that statement. I'm not going to take the short here if there's no setup. So we'll see what happens. If we get up there, we could get sucked up. But, with the way things look right now, I probably would rather see a lackluster retracement for a little bit more of a move to the downside. And again, not bearish, right? Not bearish. Zoom out, right? We can do that and get another big move up. But yeah, again, get down here. What is it looking like? Can we look for longs? Should we hold the short, right? And this is the beauty of trading the volume profiles, right? You deviate above the high. You get those bearish confirmations. I'm actually just going to get rid of this stuff to clean the chart up a bit. Bada boom, bada bing, bada boom. So, you get above that volume profile, you start putting in those bearish confirmations, bearish divergences, you even got the sweep of liquidity, and then you come back down. First target's the value area high. If you get stuck under the value area high, you look for that to continue down. If you don't get bullish confirmations here, I would be taking more profit if I were in that short from up here, and then, move your stop loss into profit, take a little bit more, and then if you lose this and go lower, then you can let that winner run. If you find the long position here, we can take the long, right? But again, I will be keeping everybody updated in the premium Discord with my actual setups and the trades that I am taking. But yeah, we have to wait till we get to those levels to make the actual decisions, right? So we'll see. We'll see if we can hold this and get that retracement. We'll see if it happens live. Screw it, we'll do it live. We'll do it live here. Now, again, and part of the reason why I would like a little bit more of a pullback, these VWAPs look like they might want to cool off a little bit. Money flow still looking good for a continuation of the trend, but, VWAP's coming down. High time frame red dots are going to start to print. If they do, we could get a little bit more of a pullback. So there you go. That's what I'm going to be looking for. Is there a video showing his fib settings? Yes. Shout out to DJ Mac P. DJ Mac P. Shout out to you, bro. We do have a beginner series here on the channel. There is a Fibonacci video in that series. You can click that. It's a playlist on the channel. I go over not only how I use Fibonacci retracements to find higher lows and lower highs when I'm trading within a trend, but I also show you the settings I use, on the retracements. So there you go. We do have a video. There we go. Yo, shout out to Frankie Candles in the chat, a.k.a. Tony D, stealing my identity. Thank you for dropping that, bro. You can check that video out to check out how we use the fibs. So yeah, we'll see. Those are the local levels, guys. Can we make it down? Can we make it down to 75K? If we lose 75K, can we make it down to, which again, maybe you do want to pull that larger volume profile at that point, right? Because at that point, right, like even this, right, deviation above the high, right? Like however you want to look at these volume profiles, deviation above the high, value area highs, support until proven otherwise, lose that value area high. POC sitting at 74.7, larger value area low at 73.5, I'm sorry. So there you go. Another kind of clean way that you can look at price, right? This one's a little bit more, this one's a little bit like, it's not, I don't love the range as much, right? I like to see those nice rotations, those even rotations of the range, but we just can't get that, right? When price is just wiggling up like this, you're only going to get like little range here, little range there, little range here, right? So the larger range, we would have to see, is it going to be get back in POC value area low? If this range looked like this, I would much rather be looking at this range, but it doesn't. So that's why I'm looking at the local ones. But yeah, value area low here, 73.5. And then, after that, at that point, you're probably going to be looking down towards this naked volume profile, which we do have right here, right? So again, we don't have to worry about this until we start losing this range. If we do. But if we do, this is coming in 73K, POC, and then the value area low, 71.5. So this would be another level to look at. But, I'm not necessarily expecting a massive move down there right this second. But these are just the levels you want to take a look at because this is going, if we continue down, this is going to be the guide to lower price. It's going to be the guide, right? Like you're going to look for this level. You're going to look for this level because the volume profiles, remember, if you're new here, welcome to the Candle Mafia, number one. Number two, the way the volume profiles work, typically above the value area high, is an overvalued asset. Inside the range is fair value. Above is overvalued. Below is undervalued. That's why we look for shorts at the highs, longs at the lows, right? That's why every time we get out of here, everyone gets bullish, and I look for shorts. And even if it's not a big move, oftentimes we do see a pullback, right? It's just based off that theory, right? And then sometimes if you hold the value area high, you can continue on. Sometimes you go for the POC, right? Which we have been seeing happen a lot, not only on Bitcoin, but also the altcoins. And speaking of altcoins, shout out to K Diggity, said, like the stream, guys. My computer and, I like the stream, guys, on my computer and my TV. I hope that it works for 2 likes. Shout out to K Diggity. It might. And guys, any extra likes that we get will be going to feed Phoebe. We will be buying Phoebe's food with the likes. They are free for you, but we can actually cash them in for goat feed. So, shout out to Rob the Crypto Stomp, said the channel is actually Tyler's and mine. Shout out to Rob the Crypto Stomp and Tyler Durden. I'm just a puppet, guys. I'm just the guy on camera. Anyway, shout out to Rob and Tyler. Let's see. Kevin's Awake says liquidity grab. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's see if we can get that retracement. Let's see. We'll even set the alert here. If you guys, we're going to take a look at some of these altcoins as well, guys, because as you know, Ethereum is doing something that we thought it might do on the live stream, and we're going to take a look at what we're looking at. Can we go higher? Have we broken the... Yo, shout out to Altcoin Corey. Says show ETH. Or show Eth, depending on how you like to pronounce it. I think it's ETH. Shout out to Altcoin Corey. We're going to show ETH in just a second. If you don't know what show ETH means, it just means look at ETH. But if you don't remember show ETH, you're new to the Candle Mafia. And that means that you might not be subscribed to the channel and you might be missing this extremely, extremely important analysis. If you want to catch these moves before they happen and potentially make money shorting or longing, you want to be subscribed. Make sure the notifications are turned on. Couldn't think of the words there. So you don't miss these. Axelar, INJ, shout out to Michael S. Popcat, Show T, Avax, and Sui. We can take a look at Sui. Sui getting to move up. We're going to take a look. Get that turkey pattern. Shout out to Rag Capital, yo. I grew up on chocolate goat milk. Has anyone ever drinking goat milk? Is it any good? I've never, I guess I could just. I mean, yeah, Phoebe makes milk, I guess. I could just get it from her. But yeah, let's go ahead and I'm going to set an alert here on this fib. Retracement. Short to 0. No confirmation. I know that's probably butchered and typoed. 100,000x. Okay, there we go. That's the FOMO. That's the FOMO alarm, guys. We hit here. It's a bazillion X short. No stop loss. Send it to nothing. And then hopefully we don't get wrecked. Anyway, let's continue on. I'm just kidding, guys. I'm just kidding. Yes, Frankie. Shout out to Chaos. Let's take a look at ETH, guys, while we wait for this price action to kind of figure itself out. Well, guys. Well. This is absolutely hilarious. Not going to lie. I actually did not see ETH actually tap that golden pocket. But these levels are on the chart for a reason, guys. Now, I will say this. As price action has been bing-bonging around here, As price action is just going sideways here, right? Obviously, now we're pumping. But every time we came into the value area high, move back into the range, right? Back up to the high, move back into the range. Now, what happened here? We got a little breakout. We went back down towards these POCs. Now, it's not the POC. It like front ran to like almost $1 here. Front ran the POC of my range. But if you were to move this, that POC is probably going to move up just a little bit. I'm sure it tapped actual POC. At some point. I'm not going to find the actual one. But what happens here, you get the breakout, and just like I say, right, you break out, the value area high is always going to be key support until proven otherwise. If you get stuck back in, you look to get pushed down towards that POC. You test that POC, and we just got the breakout, guys. This is nice. Now, we did also break above our 786 here, which was the doorway to higher prices, a.k.a. the doorway to potentially $3,100 to $3,200. And we have just come up to $2,900 where we have that key level of resistance, which is the golden pocket of, I'm going to hide this stuff so it doesn't get super noisy for you guys. Hide that lower range, except not that golden pocket. Okay, I'll just pull the golden pocket again, right? This golden pocket was simply a pull from this high all the way to the low. Come on. I think it actually might have. There we go. This one. Come on. Bada boom, right? So what happens? And let me just double check this real quick. Okay. So yeah, what happens? We look for that macro golden pocket, and like, why are we anticipating price to eventually get up here, right? Well, we got the big drop down. You pull the local golden pocket. When you get a push back up, you're going to come into these retracement zones. Golden pocket, value area low. This zone is sitting, and we've been looking at this forever. It took forever to get up there, to be quite honest. It's kind of annoying. It took a long time to get up there, but we wound up finally getting the breakout, and where are we coming into? That golden pocket. We're getting that resistance right at the golden pocket. But if we can get above this zone, sitting between $3,019 and $29.11, we are going to be looking, for a flip at this level, and then we can look to come into $3,200, right? $3,000, flip that to support, looking at $3,100 to $3,200. And this is why this 786 was the doorway to higher prices. We break above this. Look to come into the value area low. Once you get above this, you're looking to come into $31 to $3,200. Now, another way that we were looking at this, which in my opinion is a little bit cleaner. Let me go ahead and where are we? Bada boom. Right, May 2022 value area. Right, this is really what that doorway to higher prices was based off of. Right, we break above that. Let me get rid of this. Where was that 786 actually coming from? I believe it was this one. Now, where was that 786 pulled from? I'm not going to spend time to find the actual 786 pull, but here's the thing. Value area low, right? Right now, there's not much in the way. We know we have those local levels I just looked at, but this POC value area high is sitting between $3,100 and $3,200. That's why that doorway to higher prices, or doorway to was the doorway to $3,100 to $3,200, because now we're within this volume profile once again. We're above the low, and the POC is usually in the middle of the range, guys. This one's not. Right? This one is at the high. And when you see the POC in the value area high or a POC next to the value area low, when that POC is favoring the high or the low, close to the top or lower level, that is sometimes makes this level act as a super magnet, right? Because usually you're anticipating accepting into the range to the POC, which is usually in the middle, then you get a little rejection, then you get above it, then you go to the high. But when the POC is up here, super magnet, sometimes there's not much in the way to getting you up into that level. And we also have confluence here, not only with the value area high POC, but we also have the, if I turn this on and off, you can see that POC value area high is right in confluence with this weekly naked point of control and macro golden pocket, right, which is already going to be a level that we're anticipating to retrace to, right? So I do think that is the roadmap for ETH. You know, maybe not in a straight line. Maybe it isn't a straight line. But, you know, that's what I'm going to be anticipating on ETH, you know, if we can get above that value area low. That's why I'm targeting here. I'm not just saying, oh, my God, we're pumping, we're going to go higher, right? There's very specific reasons why we look for these prices to come in, which is why we're able to call these moves like we do. Now, I will say this, right? I don't want it to make it seem like we're just magic and we call every single move. I will just say this. Let's pull down that lower range here really quick. Where is it? Bada boom, bada bing. Current range. No. Where is it? Oh my God, I'm not gonna be able to find it, guys. I'm not gonna be able to find it. Okay, well, this is basically the range we were looking at, right? So we do still have a lot of liquidity sitting down here for Ethereum, right? And we were thinking, hey, if we lose this POC at the low, I'm going to be looking for the value area low in these two daily naked daily levels. But at that point, if we did come down to that value area low, we thought maybe we can come sweep that liquidity below the low before getting a bigger move to the upside. But we didn't get that, right? We just held that POC and came on out of there, right? And that's why I know it looks like the volume profile. Sometimes you can just like short here and then just wait for the value area low. It's not that easy. You have to take the context of the market into consideration. I say this like every 5 minutes because it is the most critical thing, right? You can't just like see something and it's going to play out 100% of the time, right? So that was, if we lost that POC, I would have liked this move down, to be quite honest with you. Sweep that liquidity for the bigger move up, but there's no guarantees of that happening. And in this case, that proves it, right? We got the bounce off the POC and we're blasting off the higher prices. Not too shabby. All right, let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Fib powers are strong with this one. Yeah, shout out to TDM. Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. And it's not magic, right? It's just Fibonacci retracements. This isn't like something I invented. This is just like how the market moves. Go back to any move in the market, right? And it's not going to be 100%, but oftentimes when you get a move to the downside, right? This is why, and go watch that Fibonacci video, guys. Very, very important, because that Fibonacci video tells you that, you don't want to FOMO in, right? Like when you're looking for shorts, right? Like if you're looking at this price action, guys, you're going to be looking at this and you're like, I could already tell you what we would have been looking at, right? We would have been like, okay, hey, we have a volume profile here, right? Oh my God, maybe look at shorts at the highs, right? But if you don't catch a short at the high and you're watching price play out here, you're going to be like, oh my God, FOMO short. This is literally the worst time to FOMO short. This is not what you want to do, right? And if sometimes you're not going to FOMO short and it's going to go lower and you're going to think to yourself, oh man, I should have FOMO'd, I would have made money. Don't do that. That is a trap. The market will steal all your money if you start thinking about that. The reality of it is sometimes you're going to miss the move, right? You're going to miss the move, and that's okay because there's going to be another move, especially if you want to day trade, leverage trade, like what we do here on this channel. It's important that you don't chase your trades. Shout out to Water Malone. Shout out to you, bro. He said, stop praying for BTC to go down more. Never ever short in a bull market. Shout out to Water Malone. We talked about this in the earlier stream. You can 100% short in a bear market. We make money here all the time short in a bull market. We make money shorting in the bull market. Ask the premium Discord all the time. The key is you cannot just short and wait for zero. If you think, and shout out to Water Malone, this is no hate at all, right? I'm just here to, I see this as an opportunity to educate the mafia, right? Don't short in a bull market is only relevant if you're like entering a short and praying for it to go to zero, right? Saying don't short in a bull market is just wrong, right? We make tons of money shorting in bull markets here, and just to prove that, right? Like, not to prove it to brag, but like just to say like, hey, we're in a bull market right now, and this is really only relevant if you're a day trader or a scalper, right? This is not relevant if you're buying and holding Bitcoin. Most people, if you don't want to be a trader, right, and you just want to buy and hold Bitcoin, don't worry about shorting, right? Just like buy and hold. It's easy. You'll DCA in. It's a totally different thing, right? But if you're a day trader, right, like for this example, we look for the move up. Right, we look for the actual bearish confirmation. We showed this earlier today. Right, this is actually the same example I used in today's. Because if you think you can't short in a bull market, it's just you don't understand how trading works, which is fine. This is why I want to educate. Right, so you get the move up. You look for the confirmations. This is not looking for a short to zero. This would be nice. You could have come down to this golden pocket, but this doesn't mean that you're going to get wrecked. Right, because if you understand how to trade, price comes up. You find the confirmations, you can take the trade, and price indeed does come down. You don't need to necessarily hope that it goes to zero or even hits your final TP, because once we got here, right, I took this trade. I made money on this trade, right? So we came down here. This was TP1. I locked in profits. I moved my stop loss to entry, and then we actually came down a little bit more, and then I got stopped out in profit, right? I made money on this move last night. I made more than I used to make almost in a week last night by just trading this little small move down, right? And I don't say that to brag. I say that because I made it on a short in a bull market. I actually was going to make a video today how I made this much money in this Bitcoin pump. Not what you think. And I was going to show people that I made money when price went down. I probably will make that eventually. But yeah, you can short in a bull market, but just not shorting. It's like for most people who are just buying and holding long term, you're not going to want to just like. The only reason you would think that is if you just short and pray for zero. If you actually know how to do the TA and you understand where to take profits, you can 100% do it. We do it all the time. And yeah, even the same thing with the move earlier today on Bitcoin, right? People say you can't short in a bull market, right? Let me come out of bar replay mode here, right? Can't short in a bear market, bull market. I keep saying bear market. But you can, right? And now, again, unfortunately, I didn't take this because I was doing the live stream at the time. But we were looking for rejection here where I would have been in a short if I was actually just trading with the Mafia in the Discord. And then, like, this gives you this 2% move down, right? That's plenty of money. Plenty of a move to make a bunch of money, right? On a 1 to 2% move, you can make a good amount of money, depending on your account size, right? For my account size, I can make a ton of money on that, right? So if I can exploit that, I'm 100% going to do it. But in general, right, like if you're don't short in a bear market if you're like trying to like short for in a bull market if you're trying to short for a bear market, right? Like don't just short and hope it goes down to zero. Very, very dangerous. But yeah, you can 100% short in a bull market. But I'm not praying Bitcoin goes down, guys. And again, it's so hard, guys. It's so hard. I can't. It's like if I say it goes up, it's so hard. But even if we did come down here, right, which again isn't guaranteed. But even if we did come down here, this would not be bearish, right? I wouldn't say like, oh my God, this is so bearish, right? I would probably go long here expecting new all-time highs, right? I am a trader. So when you watch me, you're gonna get, oh my God, I'm bearish. Oh my God, I'm bullish. It's because we're trading the moves, right? It's not because I think, oh my God, we're going to zero or oh my God, we're going to 100K. But anyway, we were expecting a new all-time high today and we got it. So, but yeah, hopefully that helps you out. I forgot who said that. Water Malone. How could I forget that name? Shout out to Water Malone. It's a fire name. But hopefully that kind of clears it up, right? So when I say short or price is going to go down, it's like you have to pay attention to the time frame, right? It's like the 15-minute time frame. It's really nothing in the grand scheme of the daily, right? So like that move down is nothing on the daily. You could easily come down, put a higher low in, and continue up, which is basically what I'd be expecting right now based off the fact that we're in a bull market. And there's many reasons to look for more upside. So hopefully that clears it up. Hopefully I'm educating the mafia out there. Hopefully someone just had a light bulb go off. Hopefully some people, thank you for this. I don't scalp trade and do swing trading. I did open a swing trade at 67K. Now I'm up high. Yo, shout out to Water Malone. Yeah, let's throw some cash for you, bro. Shout out to Water Malone. Yeah, and that's what I mean, right? Like if you're just like swing trading in a bull market, a swing trader, 100% you're going to be better off sticking to longs. Wait for the pullbacks. Like so where I'm looking for a short, to be honest, like where I'm looking for a short, looking for price to come down here for a swing trader, like even if we came down here, like you're probably just going to want to long this for higher prices because over time, the higher, well, maybe we don't come all the way down here, but either way, those little moves I'm making money on the way down, maybe you just want to sit on your hands, wait for the low, and then just long again for the big move up. I do both, right? But I am a full-time trader, guys. I do this all day, every day, right? So some people, if you have a full-time job, if you have a family, like you can't just be sitting on here, looking for every single up and down. And for most people, swing traders, 100% Water Malone. So shout out to you, bro. 67K, nice entry, bro. Nice entry. We're gonna throw some cash for you, bro. Actually, should we blast it out of the bagel blaster? Let's go. Drop watermelons in the chat. Is there a watermelon emoji? Let me know. Is there a watermelon emoji? I don't know if there is. If there's a watermelon emoji, drop it in there for Water Malone. Let's get it. Bing bong. Oh, God. She backfired. Guys. It's an old 100. Those old 100s, you can't trust them in the bagel blaster, baby. Let's go. Bing bong. Shout out to Water Malone. But yeah, thank you for saying that, bro, because I think a lot of people need to hear that because maybe some people want to be short-term traders and they just, I think a lot of people need to hear that, right? So yeah. There's those watermelons. Let's go. Shout out to Water Malone. I love this. Let's go. Show Water Malone some love in the chat. Shout out to Rad Capital said we're in a bull market. My XRP is still flat. Unbelievable. XRP going for that little retracement. I find that shorts are easier to long during a bull market. Wait for the high and just don't short price discovery. Yeah. So Dreamland, like for me, because like you have a lot of opportunities for shorts, right? Because you just go up and then you're going to come down. Then you go up and then you might have a little pullback, right? So you have a lot of opportunities to look for shorts. So yeah, totally. As long as you know you're not really looking for that to give you a big move down, you're not looking to hold it forever. It's all about context, guys. It is 100% all about, because if you go on the 1 minute, right? I could be super bearish on the 1 hour. And then look for a 1 minute scalp to the upside and be bullish on the 1 minute. It's all about time frames. I have videos on this explaining it on the channel. If you guys are interested, you go check it out. The watermelons in the chat are killing me. All right, let's go ahead and continue on here, guys. Going back to ETH. Again, like just back to the Fibonacci retracements. If you're looking at this price action, I can't believe I found this so quickly. You don't want to FOMO in at the low, right? Because you're going to get wrecked, right? You're going to get stopped out. Hopefully you get stopped out for, a small loss. But what is a better thing to look for, right? Well, the better thing to look for is to wait for a retracement into some very key levels, right? And the key levels, where are those lower highs likely to come in at? Probably a golden pocket 786. And I was hoping this was going to work out because I didn't know if it was going to. But you pull from the high to the low. You get these golden pocket 786 retracements. That is where you're going to be looking. If you miss the short and you think you're going to continue down, you wait for the bounce, wait for the retracement. If you have a reason to believe that you're going to continue the trend to the downside, you're going to want to wait for the retracement and then enter on the push back up, not enter at the low. This is why most people lose at trading, right? They FOMO short, and then they get a pump, and they're like, oh my God, wait, we're pumping. And then they long, and then they're likely going to get dumped on. I think we do continue down here if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, you don't want to enter here, get stopped out, and then have price. You want to be patient and wait for the setup. There's no setup down here. You already missed the short. If you're looking to short down here, you missed the actual short setup up here, right? So in that case, you wait for the retracement, look at the golden pocket 786, and again, you have to find the confirmations. We talk about this way more in the premium Discord, what to actually look for to actually know if there's a setup to be taken here or not. But that's typically how it works. You can pull this on anywhere you want, like just find any price action more often than not 100% of the time, but more often than not, you're going to pull back to golden pocket 786 retracements. Whether you reject the golden pocket or the 786 is another story, right? Like you don't know. That's why we look at it as a zone. So you don't short, you wait for the retracement, and then you look to get in on the continuation down. Another thing that can help you with this is the smart trail on Lux Algo, right? Now, this is not the same thing as a retracement, but on a lot of time frames, these smart trails, right, will let you know when you should be favoring longs or shorts, right? So if we go down to a lower time frame here, come on, there we are, right? So, once you see, and I talk about this a lot, I use this to enter trades sometimes. When you see let me try to find a good example here. When you see a bullish change of character or even a bearish change of character, once that smart trail turns red, a lot of times these smart trails line up with the golden pocket 786 retracements, right? So typically, for whatever reason, I use it more to enter long positions than short positions. I don't know why. I just don't think about it when I'm entering shorts for some reason. But like if you come on into like something like a 15-minute, if I'm looking for an entry, where are we? I'm trying to find like a low where we kind of just changed market structure. So if you have a bullish change of character, right, even if you're not using Lux Algo, if you have a bullish change of character, well, let's just do it with first, right? So if you have a bullish change of character, you don't want to enter in on the pump, just like I showed with that bearish rejection, right? You don't want to enter into a long when you're pumping, right? Because you're probably going to get a retracement, a higher low, and then a continuation up, right? Where's that higher low likely to come in? Well, just like the continuations down come in at 786 at golden pockets, same thing with the moves to the upside. So you're going to pull from the low to the high and wait for price to come into your entry zone, which is, again, the golden pocket 786. And oftentimes, this will be on Lux Algo smart trail, right? A bullish smart trail, you have the bullish change of character, bullish smart trail, probably going to continue the trend to the upside. And when these come in confluence, oftentimes it's a pretty good area to look for an entry. And what happens? You wind up getting a little continuation, up about 0.5%, not the biggest move, but what happens? You wind up coming back down, tapping the smart trail again before, boom, before, boom, you get the big move of 2%, right? It's a 15 minutes, so it's not going to be a gigantic move. But that's kind of how you can look at that, right? Smart trail can kind of help you. And then, in the same manner, when you have a bearish trend, you can look, right? Oh, my God, we're coming down. Oh, my God, we're coming down. Oh, my God, I missed a short. Pull from the high to the low. Where's that lower high likely to come in? Golden pocket 786. What's that confluent? The smart trail, right? Coming to the smart trail, lower high, boom, continue the downtrend. So there you go. There's some free sauce, guys. That's it. That's the only free sauce we're giving. I'm just kidding. Only tons of free value on this channel. But yeah, on big Ethereum here, guys, just to kind of continue on this, we broke above, right? We came up to that 786, and then boom, we flip it to support. We are now have an open door to potentially come fill the rest of that volume profile. And again, when I say fill that volume profile, I am talking about this one, right? Up to about, no, I'm sorry, not this one. This one, right? Up to $3,100 to $3,200. Once we wind up getting above that, that is where we are just simply changing our context to the current range. Once we get up in here, you're already getting, once we get up in here, you're already accepted into your larger range, your upper value area. Remember, we looked at this time and time again. Upper value area, lower value area. When you leave this one, you're looking to come up into this one for the bigger fill, right, of that range. So once we get up here, we're already getting accepted into this larger range. Once you get above that weekly naked point of control, that's where I look for the bigger move up to the POC and the value area high. Could be exciting for Ethereum. And the nice thing is, the fact that Ethereum looks like this is beautiful because a lot of other altcoins are looking pretty decent, in the same kind of setup here. Now, again, we looked at a lot of stuff that had already broken out, and then we were saying, hey, Ethereum hasn't broken out yet. Now Ethereum's getting the breakout, right? We were looking at things like Atom. Atom is still getting crushed here, but we got to move back in here. Once we get back into this range, that's your value area. You have multiple levels to the upside, right? You have two big value areas above. But, once you break out, I would even argue, right? Once you break out here, you have this upper value area, right? Just to mark this out, right? Bada boom. Neutral. Boom. Boom, boom, right? Once you break out of this area of value, you are going to do auction market theory, guys. Price likes fair value. Once you break out of here, you're probably going to go find your next area of value. Where is that sitting? You have a little mini range here, but more importantly, your bigger range is here. Flip 898, you're looking for a big move up. Now, looking at this in more of a grand context, if you're looking at your 2021 highs, this is kind of what, right? We've lost that range big time, right? But once we get back in here, let's say this was ranging around up in here, right? You have a pretty big road, right? But once you get up here, this is where you're saying, hey, break out, come into your bull market highs, right? And that's where you look for the bigger fill of the range. So Adam is still looking like it hasn't broken out. Well, it definitely hasn't broken out. Adam kind of looks worrisome, to be honest. You're kind of just sitting in this area of value here. Just to show the power of the volume profiles, guys. Like, why is price wiggling around here? It's because we've previously had fair value down here all the way back in 2020, right? You're kind of wiggling around in there. Actually, if I pull this a little lower, you'll probably get the exact range. But either way, right? Consolidation, you start to consolidate near that area. Usually it's more accurate than that. But, there's a lot of things that have not broken out just yet, right? Looking at things like Beam. Beam is looking like right before Ethereum broke out, right? I'm not saying to panic buy these things because they're in this pattern, right? But, we looked at, I've been screaming this from the rooftops on the live streams, right? Consolidation, breakout, get into your upper range, fill this range, right? And then eventually all-time highs, who knows, right? All-time highs, who knows? Maybe if you want to talk about some fun stuff, maybe we'll have a price prediction video come out soon. We'll start doing price prediction videos, but not, oh my God, we're going to $1 million because we're bullish, right? Actual technical targets. But, maybe we go up into the 5-cent level, right? Break that all-time high, come into the 5-cent, 6-cent zone, based off actual Fibonacci levels. But, same thing. Accumulation, break out of here, you're probably coming to play up in this level between about 0.024 all the way up to about 0.03. That's what I'd look for. Right? TIA, another thing we've been looking at, right? Lower accumulation. This is what ETH looks like before it's now, ETH is now here, right? ETH is now approaching its macro value area low. Once ETH gets up there, that's where we look for the POC and the value area high to fill the range and hole. TIA, pre-breakout. Just saying. So there you go. And you can even see here on TIA, kind of wiggling around here, right? This is a potential. That does not mean, guys, when you come down here that you have to enter along. It depends on what price looks like down here, but the TA stands the same. If we come up into this, if we start pulling back here and we retest this value area low as support, I will say, could be bigger move through the range. And this would be exciting, right? This would be a pretty nice move. 31%, right, through the rest of the volume profile. And it's the same thing. Volume profile theory. Deviate below the lows. This is undervalued. This is undervalued. This is undervalued. This is not, no, range look different here. But once you deviate below the lows, this is where you're looking for a retracement back into the value area, back up to the POC and back up to the high, right? Deviate below. This is cheap. You're looking to buy this back into the fair value. This is the fair value, right? Inside is the fair value. This is expensive. You look to go back into the range and back to the low. Cheap, back into the range, back to the high. Expensive, back into the range, back to the low. Cheap, back into the range. I don't know. Maybe. It's not going to be guaranteed. It's not that easy to just, you have to understand what to look for. Maybe we come down here, things look bearish, and we lose it. But you have to know what to look for. It's why I like to teach every single weekday right here, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that's why my YouTube channel is just about a free trading course. Let's see. Dot getting ready to go on a mad move. Let's take a quick look at Dot. I know a lot of people are concerned. A lot of people are saying Dot is dead. DD, and we're not talking about Dave Digital or Darren Does Things. That would be DDT. Let me just check quick on Bitcoin. What's Bitcoin doing here? Are we still creeping up towards that retracement? She's creeping. It's almost like TA works. But yeah, let's see. Dot, let's take a look. Bada boom, bada bing. Smash that like button. Shout out to Jay Valo. We got 900 people in here, guys. Smash that like button. 750. We're giving away some Solana to some lucky CandleMafia members. I'm taking a sip of the Aztec and Cactus Moss Water. ETH breakout. Let's go. Shout out to Take. Talk about taking stuff. Let's take that money, baby. Take a long on Jasmine. Okay, we got money to burn. Should we just 100x long it based off of who said it? Luna. Shout out to Luna. Should we just 100x long based off of Luna said? Luna, do you have insider info? Let us know because we will FOMO long based off insider info. I'm just kidding, guys. Anyway, okay, let's continue on. Go Beam, go, baby. Shout out to Beam. Beam is another Beam's another one that we looked at in the same. I mean, the stuff is still here, right? Or maybe we just looked at this. I don't even know, right? Bing bonging around the consolidation. Low, high, low, right? We come to the low. And even if you know, oh my God, I missed the move, right? Maybe you did miss the best entry, right? But that's okay, right? This is still hasn't really broken out of its range yet. There's a lot of altcoins, guys. There's a lot of altcoins that haven't broken out of their range. Could be a lot of big moves coming here. A lot of big moves, right? Also, we have the Russell 2000. We talked about this earlier today. The Russell 2000 getting a nice breakout. This has been something that has been very confluent with not only Bitcoin bull runs, but also alt season. The Russell 2000 tracks the low market cap stocks, like the penny stocks, right? It's basically like total 3 for the stock market. You can think of it in the same way, right? So every time this breaks out, this has typically been a condition we've needed to see a Bitcoin bull market or to see alt season happen. This is a good sign for the alts as well. And when you see things like this, right, no one's going to really get excited about TIA until it's pumping, right? People are like, should I buy TIA? They ask up here. Now, could you buy here and then ride it into all-time highs? Potentially. But no one's interested in this stuff when you're down here. When you're down here. When we've been looking at Ethereum down here. Now everybody wants to look at Ethereum. Right? Which is, it's not too late. There's still plenty of gains to be had here. We are likely about to see a very, very massive, life-changing bull run, guys. But again, no one cares down here. Everyone cares on the breakout. Don't be those people, right? Be the people that are willing to take a little bit of risks, not get scared at the lows, get bullish at the lows, bearish at the highs. You know when people are going to buy Ethereum? When it keeps pumping and you go for a pullback. A lot of people are going to buy that high, and then you're not going to do that, though. You're going to wait for a pullback and get a better entry, right? Because the CandleMafia knows better than that. So there we go. Solana, let's take a look at Solana. That's the DXY. That is not Solana. That is definitely not Solana. And let's see here. Okay. Let me actually pull up. I believe we have a better. What is that? Oh, that's Bitcoin. It's crazy. Anyway, it's just funny. TA is magic, guys. Not me. I'm going to buy high. Yo, shout out to Ventura. It's hard, guys. Listen, it's not as easy, right? If investing was as easy as buy low, sell high, buy fear, sell greed, right? It is that simple, but it's not that easy because it's not easy to pull the trigger when things are scary. It's easy to say, hey, guys, just buy Bitcoin when everyone's screaming that crypto's dead. The problem with that is when people are screaming crypto is dead and then it dumps again, it's scary. Whether you know that you're supposed to be buying the fear or not, it still feels scary. It's still very hard to buy the lows, right? Whether you know it or not. So yeah, it is hard. It's simple but not easy. It's as simple as 1, 2, 3 ABC, but it is not easy. Going to the gym is easy. Getting fit is easy. Oh no, I'm sorry. Getting fit is simple. Getting healthy is simple. Eat right, work out consistently. It's simple, not easy. Ask Dave Digital. He's crushing it. Dave, you're crushing it, bro. But is it easy? Or at least was it easy in the beginning? It might be getting easier as time goes on because it becomes a habit. But it's simple, not easy. It's like working out, right? It's easy. Frankie, why aren't you jacked? It's easy. Go to the gym and work out. Sure. It is super, super simple. But it's not that easy, right? I got a lot of and there's only excuses, guys. There's only excuse, but it was scary down here. It's an excuse. You should know that, right? I didn't go to the gym. I don't have enough time. Excuse. It's an excuse. It's always your fault. Remember that. The more you make it your fault, even if it isn't, all you're doing is putting the control in your hands. Man, I got liquidated. That's your fault. Yeah, but I thought it was going to pump. This person said it was going to pump. This person said it was going to dump. This meme coin was supposed to go to $1 million. It's your fault. I never understood. It's very important, right? Like, I never understood why people, shout out to Trend said not buying more alts with BTC dominance so high. I mean, yeah, listen, BTC dominance is high, but eventually it's going to peak out, right? Because what might happen here is on BTC dominance, right? Once it peaks out, just understand this. This is not financial advice, right? That's a point. That's a good point. But when BTC dominance does peak, right, and winds up pulling back, right, that's when you're going to see the altcoins run, right? So if you wait for the pullback, the altcoins are already going to be running. Now, is there limited risk by doing that? Yes, right? Because what you could do here is buy the alt, and then dominance keeps coming up, and then your alt keeps dumping. Sure. But for me, at these levels, I'm happy buying and then dollar cost averaging if we come lower. But, is it safer to wait for the pullback on Bitcoin dominance? Is it safer? Yes. Will you get not as good of an entry? Probably. Is that okay? Absolutely. It's up to your strategy. What's your risk tolerance? What's your trading plan? You have to have a plan on your long-term investments just like you do with your leverage trades. Shout out to Altcoin Corey. He said, can you show others dominance chart? Altcoins minus top 10. Yeah, we could take a look at others real quick, but let me get this. Hang on. Let me. I guess I hammered that home enough. But there you go. Simple, not easy. But yeah, it always killed me. Like people, last cycle, it's like people would get so mad, not at me, but I would just see like, people would buy meme coins because their friend told them to buy the meme coin, and then they would be mad at like, oh my God, this guy told me to buy this meme coin, and it went to zero. He's such an idiot. He made me lose money. And I always thought like, dude, what? He didn't make you lose anything. Like, you just bought a coin that your friend said was going to go to $10 without having any understanding of how any of it works, right? So just put all your blame on yourself in your investing, in your life. That's just my random life advice from Frankie Candles. Anyway, do I think there's another buy low moment for Solana? If not, do you think it would be a good buy right now? Simple answer. I'll take a look at, shout out to Altcoin Core. We'll take a look at others, and we will also take a look at, I want to take a look at Solana first, but I did want to pull it up on the live stream chart, right? So on Solana, it depends, right? Like, so at the end of the day, right, it's not, like I buy, simple answer, like, no, I would not buy this green candle. But the problem is, like, could it keep going up? Yes. But, like, is this a good entry? I mean, looking at this range, it's like the second worst entry you could have based off, comparing to the rest of the price action, right? Like this would have been the worst entry, technically the second worst entry. And then other than that, this is your worst entry. Buying at any other time in here would have been better than buying up here. So, in a binary fashion, is this a good entry? Not really. Zoom out enough, right? Is, Solana go to, I don't want to put a number on it right now, but is Solana going to go to all-time highs? Can Solana hit, $500, $400? If it does, is this going to be a good move? But the problem is people think that price just does that, right? It's going to do this, right? So for me personally, for you, right, maybe buying here, if you're willing to hold to the downside, like this is going to correct at some point. But when the alts go, they go. So it's hard to say, like, is this a good entry? No. Like, even in the long term, right? You look at the long term, like, the good buys were down here. And I understand not everyone's in crypto down here. That's fine, right? Especially if this is your first cycle. Don't feel bad. But, like this is where you wanted to accumulate Solana. I mean, if you're me, you would have bought it right here, right before it went to zero. I talk about this all the time, guys. I don't always buy the bottom, right? I started dollar cost averaging into Solana right here. Right? I started buying here as the money flow was crossing into the red on the weekly, and then it went to zero, right? So I bought a bunch, it went to zero, but luckily I bought 3x leverage pre-leverage tokens here and made that money back plus a bunch. But that was kind of lucky, right? So, but even then, I bought before it went to zero, and then I still have a way better entry than up here, right? So that's why I always say, it's like context, right? So like even buying up here is buying pretty high. Now, is there still a ton of opportunity here? Absolutely, right? Like even if you bought this tippy top, if it goes to $600, you're going to get a 2x. If it goes to $1,000, you're going to get a 4x, right? So it's still, you can still make a ton of money here. But like right now, like if I were going to buy Solana, I would wait for a pullback, even if it goes higher. Like if I was waiting for a pullback and it kept pumping, I would not FOMO in. I would just wait for a pullback. So yeah, I personally, if you want to buy it here, that's totally your prerogative. Again, if it goes to $1,000, will you make a ton of money? Sure. But yeah, for me personally, like this is not where you want to buy. And hopefully that kind of puts it into perspective, right? Like back here, I was thinking, oh my God, maybe I got a bad entry because I bought in on a pump. Like that's why dollar cost averaging is good. And that's what, like I would talk about TIA all the time. Like this is accumulation for me on TIA. I don't care if I buy here, 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 or here, right? If my average entry is here and we go off on all-time highs, I'm buying the bottom, right? But that was my thought process on Solana, right? When I was DCAing into Solana, right? Buy. My hope was that maybe we would just do something like this and I would be buying. But then went to zero, right? But I didn't panic sell. It just went to zero. It was too late to panic sell. By the time I looked at it, I was like, oh my God. And it's gone. But buy. I 3x leverage down here, but I won't consider that, right? But I bought a little bit. I bought, So my Solana average entry is at the bottom here, right? I didn't care at that point if I was buying high here, low here, high here, low here. It's an average entry because I know that we are low in the grand scheme of the 4-year cycle, in the grand scheme of weekly money flow, all that good stuff, right? But I am not buying here. Right now, I did buy some more Solana up here, but where did I buy it? My last buy on Solana was simply, it was in April. It was on the April dump. Where is that? April dump, right? So the last time I bought Solana was on this panic dump here, right? So again, not buying as we're breaking out, but waiting for a pullback to buy in, right? And if we kept going here, I would have just waited for a pullback to buy lower. I would not have bought here, even if it's a worse entry. It's just like, it's not going to work over time. So in my opinion, can Solana go higher? Yes. If you buy here, can you make money? Yes. Is it better to wait for a pullback? For me, yes. For you, maybe not. So yeah, binarily, I would just say not the best entry. But, maybe you don't get the pullback. Sometimes you don't, but you got to know when to let them go. Hard to answer. I can't give that advice. I can't tell you when to buy or when to sell. In my own humble opinion, not the best entry. But again, if this rips tomorrow, it could happen. But I wouldn't. But here's the thing, right? You might say, well, if you think it could rip tomorrow, why wouldn't you just buy it, right? For me, if this ripped tomorrow, I'm happy letting it go because I just can't. My strategy doesn't allow. You have to have a set. You have to have a set strategy or at least a set list of rules. Me, I don't buy big high time frame green candles, aka these. I don't buy these. If it rips, I go. Because over time, buying the high time frame green candles it's gonna hurt you more than help you. Right? Like we had high time frame green candles here. I didn't buy. I waited for a pullback. When I saw the big scary red candles, that's when I bought. The problem here is you could be running out of time for big moves down. But you will have retracements. I would not be buying Solana up here. So I know it was long-winded, but hopefully that helps you out. Let's see. What website do you use for trading? Shout out to Lil Big World. Shout out to you. I trade mostly on FEMX and Belowfin, two of my favorite exchanges. FEMX actually has an event going on where you guys, depending on your trading volume, they're giving away a bunch of money. It's like a pooled prize pool. I actually got to get those more details from Tony, but they're really good. It's like one of my main exchanges. I absolutely love FEMX. You guys can check them out. And then my other exchange that I trade on is Blowfin, and they do no KYC, so you don't have to worry about, no matter where you live, you can access Blowfin. So yeah, I think FEMX is the same way as well. But yeah, you can check those out. Links in the description down below if you guys want to help support the channel. If not, you just go to their websites. I recommend. I don't want to say I recommend them either way. But with that being said, I do just want to say, guys, I talked about this earlier today. When it comes to any exchange, right? You don't ever, like, whether it's Coinbase, whether it's FTX, whether it's FTX went down. That was a huge exchange with celebrity endorsements, right? Super Bowl commercials, right? Like, super big exchange went down. So on that, I posted a Discord announcement. Shout out to Tony D. Let me see. Bada boom, bada bing. Where am I? I always get lost looking for the announcements. Am I going to get trolled? Oh, no. Yeah, so if you trade on FeeBase, go check out the November Trading Carnival. They are rewarding. It is. So it is volume-based, high-volume traders with cash prizes that you can actually withdraw. Interesting. Usually you can't withdraw them. So you actually can withdraw them. Frankie, usually they give it to you in the form of a trading bonus, which you can trade and keep the profits, but you can't withdraw the original amount. So that's actually pretty dope. Shout out to FeeMax. Frankie has no affiliation with the event, so it's not an exclusive event hosted by Frankie Candles, or Frankie, I don't know why I said Candles, but if you use the platform and you want a chance to win some prizes, you can see the event details and register here using our affiliate link. Yeah, so there you go. You guys can check out that in the free Discord. Click there, or link in the description down below. Go check them out, guys. On that note, guys, like any exchange you ever use, I do not keep my money on exchanges, or at least large amounts of money. I keep my working capital on my exchanges. When I trade on a leverage exchange, right, I don't keep a ton of money on there, right? I like to diversify my money that way. God forbid, even Coinbase, not that, Coinbase is a publicly traded company, but again, remember, like, FTX was also like a huge thing, right? A huge exchange that went down. You want to diversify your money. Don't hold all your money in one spot, right? You have to assume if something, God forbid, happens to anything, you don't want to just like have all your money in one place. That one place goes down, you lose everything, right? So yeah, that's just crypto 101, right? Like, use a cold storage wallet ideally, hot wallet second ideally, but don't keep like lump sums of your money on exchanges. It's very I don't want to say very dangerous, but it is definitely risky. But yeah, let's see. Shiba ready to rip. Oh baby. All-time high income and 100K coming soon. Thank you for all you do in conviction towards Bitcoin. Shout out to Ricardo Santiago. Shout out to you, bro. You don't got to thank me. I'm just doing what I love, baby. I'm just doing what I love. Matic, is it dead or a good time to buy? Like you said with Sol, let's see here. Let's see. My brain just went blank, guys. My brain just went blank. Thank you for all you do. After the bull run, pizzas and cannolis are on me, brother. Yo, shout out to Walking Dead. Let's go. All right, so let's check out. Shout out to Wick589 and his wife, Wick's wife, 589. And we'll check out others in a second as well. But let me just check. Yeah, I mean, listen. I wouldn't think, right? I can't tell you that this isn't going to go to zero. I'm not a financial advisor. Like, I'm not telling anybody that any of these assets are sustainable to invest in. I just share with you guys what I do, right? So, yeah, I mean, like, do I think Matic's dead? I wouldn't think so. They have partnerships. I mean, it's legit. A lot of things in crypto, guys, are speculation-based, right? So, to be honest, it's like what has the attention? What has the hype, right? What is getting all the attention at the time? It's like crypto's a lot about narrative hunting, right? Like, you want to jump from narrative to narrative, squeeze the orange for all the juice, and then move on to the next thing. But typically the utility coins are kind of the ones that, you're hoping they're going to survive long term. But remember the .com bubble. Like, a lot of these things did not make it, right? It's only like the big ones that make it to the top. This is likely going to be very similar. But Matic has, Matic's, in my opinion, a decent project. I would, nothing I would think that it's going to zero. But I do think that it actually has not been looking very good. Do we have a POL chart with a little bit more price history? Not really. Yeah, I mean, I would like to see it. Yeah, I mean, listen, if you're looking at this, for me, I do hold some Matic. I'll tell you this, I'll just give you these these next ranges I would look at. It's very hard to say. I'll take a look at Market Cypher B, see what it says. Let's see, turn this neutral. Let's see. Now, I will say this. It's not necessarily in the same situation like I was saying with TIA, right? Like where you have that clean accumulation range. Once we get out of here, we can look up to the highs. Like, this doesn't look bad. This looks pretty good to me. Like, this, I like this. I own TIA. I am buying TIA. Not that means anything for you guys. That's just what I'm doing. But, looking at POL, Matic, Polygon, it's kind of different, right? You're just kind of below your range. I will say if you do continue up, you really want to get above 36 cents. Get above 36 cents. You can go to the POC at 38 and then eventually 41. But to be honest, like your last kind of like significant range, like you're pretty far away from it at this point, which could be good if this is going to come back, right? It could be good because you have a pretty nice entry point here, right? Like I will say this, like the risk to reward here, in my opinion, unless we get some kind of black swan and everything goes to zero, like to me, like if I'm looking to buy more Polygon, like this is not going to be a bad entry, in my opinion, for me. But it could, who knows? That's, but for the most part, this is pretty wonky. Let's pull up the VPVR real quick. Aerodrome, we'll take a look at Aerodrome after we take a look at others. Shout out to, who asked for it? Who said it? Mrs. Candles hand needs a sniff. Hang on one sec. Mrs. Candles hangs out over here. She watches me live stream, guys. She's so cute. Oh, come here, Mrs. Candles. She's sitting on my lap, guys. This is a family-friendly stream, guys, but she is sitting on my lap. Pump Bitcoin, Mrs. Candles. I love you. I love you, and I love these hands. Pump it like you pumped it at FOMC. Let's go. Anyway, she's resilient, guys. Don't worry. She likes it. She doesn't mind getting pushed around like that. Anyway, how do you feel about Harmony One? We could try to take a look at it. What is going on? Shout out to Infinite Growth. Anybody new here is probably like, what is going on? Is that his girlfriend? Guys, she looks shiny. I promise you, she has a heartbeat. She's not fake. She's not fake, guys. I swear. Shout out to Maureen. You guys are funny. Matic is just sad now. I used to be bullish on it. Yeah, shout out to Bitfrog. The chart doesn't look great. But I will say this. I don't know why did they change their ticker? Does anybody know any details on that? Like even this is like hard to, I will just say like this is your larger value area. Your hopes are to come up here, flip this to support, and like that's where you would likely be gravitated to. Like all the volume is down here. There's not much. The thing is, when you break this, like you're probably gonna fly. Similar to this, right? You pop up, bing bong. Where'd you go? Right to the value area low, POC. Actually, POC rejected almost to the dollar, right? Or the penny, I should say. So this is like you break above this level. You start breaking above, 44 cents. Things could get really exciting because there's not much above you holding you back, right? You get above this, bing bong, probably gonna be a pretty quick move. But whether the project comes back or not, I don't know, right? Like that, no one really knows. And I don't really, I'm not a big fundamental person. I'm a big chart person, right? So, I look at the fundamentals. I research the projects, but as far as Matic, like I think it's pretty solid, but this chart does not really look great. But it's kind of hard to say. But 44 cents is for sure. Something I'd say confidently, like will it go to zero? Who knows? But one thing I can say more confidently is if you break 44 cents, there's not a lot above you holding you back from 67 cents. So that's what I will say about that. Let's check out others really quick. Oh, ETH pumping hard right now. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Maybe she'll follow our line. Follow our line, baby. Follow the leader. Do more, Ethereum. Do more. Arrow, yeah, we'll take a look at Arrow. Yeah, ETH going to 3K. I mean, it would make sense. When ETH breaks, when any coin breaks a Frankie Candles doorway to higher prices, it is no joke, right? It is absolutely no joke. Doorway to higher prices, play out, right? And we did break the doorway to 31 to 3,200. Is ETH about to go to 31 to 3,200? Hopefully it is. Doge, we could take a look at. Yeah, shout out to Altcoin Corey. Thank you so much for the super chat, bro. I appreciate you. But let's take a look. Speaking of Altcoin Corey, let's take a look at others. So yeah, others. Let's see here. Okay. So really the way I would look at this. I mean, yeah, let's pull up Market Cipher B real quick. I mean, you're getting the 4-day, the 5-day, the 6-day. And again, this doesn't mean, ETH is the leader for the altcoins here. Remember that. But this, this signal does not necessarily mean instant up for everything, but I will say this. High time frame bullish divergences on others. Get above this level here at about 9.272%. 9.72%. Flip this. Could be the bigger move up, right? And that could likely, like this could be, the hold of this level could be very, 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 very good for altcoins. I don't want to say this is the alt season line. I don't want to say that's the alt season line. But we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, bull divs, like this bull div looking to print on the 4-day, like this, I don't know. This could be like, I mean, last time, this wasn't a range back then, but, when we broke up here, like this fill, it could be likely once we get above, like even back here, like if I move this range back to what it was, back here, right, you would be thinking to yourself, once you break this level, we're probably going to go up towards the POC. Hopefully the value area high, but no guarantees. That POC is going to be very likely to get hit. What happens? POC gets hit, right? So that could be good for others' dominance here. That's what I'd be looking at. Shout out to Altcoin Corey. 4-day bull div. And guys, I was looking at this, some of these altcoins, right? When you have altcoins putting in high time frame bullish divergences, specifically the 2-day for whatever reason, the 2-day bull divs on a lot of these altcoins tend to be the thing that sends them, right? Like back here on Dogecoin, something we saw on Dogecoin here for the bottom, right? Literally the bottom. We were looking at this forever ago. 2-day bullish divergences forming, right? We knew it would likely give us a big move up, but it wound up being the bottom, right? So anytime you see these 2-day bull divs, right? Higher low on your momentum waves, lower low on price, especially if you're testing a POC. Here's another example of price breaking out, retesting a POC before a bigger move up. 2-day bull div, send it, right? And this is the doorway, to higher prices. You break above this level, that's the doorway to higher prices. POC at 26, cents? Possible as long as you hold above this level. Let's see. Yeah, so that's Doge. I mean, really, Doge is, we're within our volume profile. Key level of support, 16, 17 cents. If we do come back down, yeah, I mean, if we do wind up getting a cool off at some point, maybe we don't, but if we do, hold that value area low. As long as we stay above this level, I'll be looking for Doge to go to the upside, right? If we start losing the 786, maybe we can get a bigger move down. But as long as we come in this zone, stay above that value area low, I'll be looking up towards that POC as your higher target. Simply put, 2-day money flow in the green, confirmed with like the 2-day and the 3-day bull divs. So again, when you see that on others, it could be very, very nice. And there's other altcoins here that are putting in those 2-day bull divs. Like you gotta go look for them, right? But yeah, 2-day bull div, right? Doesn't mean instant up, even though it did wind up resulting here on Beam, right? Kind of like an exaggerated bull div. But, right, you do get the instant up, but this with money flow crossing into the green, guys, this could be a strong bottom signal for Ondo. Are these about to break out? Not instantly, right? You can't buy it here and just expect it to go. It might, but, it might get a retracement, right? But that money flow would indicate that the trend is likely to continue up. Ondo don't look too bad. Guys. But there you go. Shout out to Altcoin Corey. We took a look at Doge. We took a look at others. Shout out to Lily. Thank you for the super chat. Lily says Mog. Mog on him, baby. Mog on him. Oh, wow. We've looked at this before. Interesting. I would not have thought we looked at this before. Interesting. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of this lower range just because it's not as relevant anymore. It will be relevant if we come back down, but we'll just redraw it if we have to. And I'm actually going to get rid of this range, right, because we have what the heck just happened? They tried to shut us down. Let me pull up a higher time frame real quick. I'll give you the levels here on MOG. Let's take a look. All right, so yeah, this is the volume profile I would look at. Let's pull it on the 4-hour here. Get those levels. Bada boom, horizontal ray, value area high, POC, value area low. The most goated way to look at the market, guys, in my opinion. Shout out to Dark Crash. We got the Aztecian Andromeda bound alien scam water here, but we also, guys, I didn't realize I don't drink any water. Guys, Dark Crash, could I hire you to just coach me on drinking water? I don't know what it is, guys. I just don't have a habit of drinking a ton of water, and I just never get thirsty. I only crave black coffee and Aztecian cactus moss water. I don't drink any water, and I filled this up this morning, and it's full. It's just full, guys. I don't know what it is. I just don't get thirsty. I never think. I'm just always on the charts. I never think. I just work. I don't never think to drink water. I want to start taking my health more seriously. I've been saying that since I started this channel, because I used to be a very healthy. I used to go to the gym, guys, 7 days a week. Eat no sugar, only eat whole foods. I used to be so healthy. And then this channel I've dedicated my health and wellness to, which I'm happy doing. But I really do have to start thinking about, maybe sleeping once in a while and drinking some water. It's one of the struggles for Frankie Candles, my health and well-being. But if I can help the Mafia to sacrifice my health, I don't care, guys. I'm here for you guys. Wojak, if there's time, thank you, brother. Shout out to Jay Walker. We can take a look at Wojak for you, no problem. Let me just drink some of this water here. Shout out to Fitbrit. Fitbrit? Fitbrit is fire, bro. That is lit. I assume your name is, or maybe you're British, or your name is Brittany. Either way, Fitbrit is a fire name if you're like a personal trainer or something. And if you are, can I hire you, please? But yeah, it says that's sad that you neglected your health yourself like that, bro. Yeah. Yeah. It's I don't do it on purpose. It's just sometimes when you love what you do, you don't realize. It's like, have you ever seen a kid? This is what I compare it to. Have you ever seen a kid, or have you ever been the kid at a pool party or a barbecue with your parents, right? And you're having so much fun in the pool, and it's 9:30 at night. And I know some people are gonna be like, oh my God, how does he know this, right? Because I think a lot of people have the same experience. You're at a barbecue with your parents when you're a little kid, right? You're in the pool. It's getting late. It's dark out, and you're shivering, and you're clearly in pain, but you don't want to get out of the pool because you're having so much fun. That is how I think of neglecting my health. And guys, I don't super neglect my health, but I probably should sleep a little more and drink a little more water. Maybe go to the gym once in a while. Guys, the Cavs. That's one thing. I do not neglect the Cavs, guys. The Cavs get pumped every single day. I go to the gym. I just don't work out my body. I just juice up the Cavs because, guys, the Cavs are the money makers, guys. Smack a little bit of calf meat on stream. Hopefully we don't get canceled. Oh, calf meat, baby. We got that calf meat. Some people call them implants. I just call them, I don't know, fat calves. But anyway, let's see. Yeah, stay hydrated. Yeah, honestly, if I just drank more water every day, I'd probably increase my health by like 90%. But anyway, let's see. Beat it, baby. Beat that. Okay, anyway, I almost said it, guys. Beat that calf. Beat that calf. Hoo-wee! Shout out to Mads and Lizzie. You get out of jail, calves. All right, let's take a look at Mog real quick. We'll take a look at Arweave, and then we'll take a look at Wojak. But that's it, guys. We're going to have to wrap it up after that just because we are running out of time here. Maybe we'll look at one more. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Sugar is so hard. Yeah, Mike, the less you eat, the less I eat sugar, the easier it becomes, right? Like if you don't, when I used to not eat any sugar, I'm talking like not like Mrs. Candles is eating Sour Patch watermelons. Like I'm not having one, right? Like no sugar whatsoever. At that point, bananas and like blueberries tasted like candy. But after eating sugar again, blueberries are disgusting. I used to love blueberries. Now I eat them. I'm like, oh, these are like not good. Give me a gummy bear. But anyway, we'll see. I mean, you guys will see when I'm gonna start taking it more seriously, and you guys will follow along on the journey because you guys are gonna be like, oh my God, Frankie, you look 10 years younger. What is going on? I'm like, I just started drinking water. But anyway, Mog clear volume profile here, daily. Yeah, daily VWAP coming down. You got your 12-hour looking for a red dot. I mean, this is the range I would look at. Let's see, 4-hour money flow coming out, 2-hour money flow, 1-hour money flow, 30-minute, 15-minute. Let's see. Shout out to Altcoin Corey said, I forgot the hashtag givers gain. Let's go. Shout out. Hit the likes. Yo, shout out to Altcoin Corey, bro. Thank you so much, bro. It's like your 7th super chat today. I appreciate you so much, bro. And shout out to hashtag givers gain. Hashtag crypto Billy. Show Billy and Altcoin Corey some love in the chat. Okay, shout out to Alex. Can you explain the confirmations? It depends. I'll try to. It depends on what it looks like when we get up there. If we get up there, I got to pull back up the chart. But we will try to take a look at that. Already hitting it for sure at tuning in. Yo, shout out to Jesse. Let's go. Altcoin. Corey, I appreciate you so much, bro. Thank you. But yeah, this is definitely the range I would look at. You know, money flow coming out here on the lower time frames is your 4-hour red. Yeah. Oh, wow. Speaking of the retracement, guys, here we are. Let's go. We'll go up into that in a second. But this is the range that I would look at, right? Like you're getting the 8-hour red dot confirmed, 12-hour red dot looking to print. I wouldn't be surprised if you cool off. These are the levels, right? You know, however many zeros, 2155 at the value area high, 1990 at the POC, value area low, 1827. Get stuck in here. Look to go to the POC. Maybe bing bong around here. But yeah, we'll see. Yeah, if you get those higher time frame red dots, I would expect to get accepted back in. But maybe you creep back out, flip support. Going to be hard to say. But those are definitely the levels I would look at. If you do continue up on MOG, let's see here. Yeah, this is coming from that previous volume profile as well. I'll give you like one target to the upside if we continue to break here. You already whipped into here, right? So this is definitely going to be your next zone, in my opinion, right? It's 2753 to 2462. Above that, you're looking at about 3195 up to about 3439. That's what I would look at. But if you get accepted back in here, you might cool off. All right, let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Wojak. Let's take a quick look at Wojak. Speed Tour. Let's see. That's Bitcoin. Well, I guess we have to check Bitcoin real quick. When we get the action, oh, baby, look at that. Rejection. Not rejection. But, guys, hopefully, if you smash that like button if you've been in here since the beginning of the stream, guys. We don't FOMO, and this is like a perfect testament to why you don't FOMO short, right? You look for the retracement into where? Your golden pocket 786. Now, remember, you do have the full golden pocket retracement up here as well, so you might be able to come up in there, but let's reassess the situation here. 45-minute looking to print the green dot. 30-minute green dot printing. So, Yeah, I will say this, right? A lot of the confirmations that I like to see on retracements really comes from the order flow, which again, we teach more in the premium Discord. I don't really talk about it on the live stream just because it's a little bit more advanced. It kind of scares new people away. I like to keep it as simple as possible, right? Because, sometimes the more simple you take it, the more simple you make it, the easier trading is, right? Like one thing I went through in my trading career was sometimes I had a really nice time when you kind of just think you learn what you learn and it starts working, and then you start to find the new thing, right? You're like, oh my God, maybe I should be looking at Market Cipher, or you're looking at Market Cipher and you're like, oh, maybe I should be looking at this, or maybe I should start taking into consideration these, right? That's where the more information sometimes is not good information, right? It's like too much information is bad information, because you might have something that works, and then you start to incorporate other things, and then you get a lot of conflicting signals. That's why I like to keep things as simple as possible, at least on the YouTube channel. But like a lot of the order flow confirmations, we do talk about in the Discord. But like here, what I like to see is like if you can get like low time frame divs up in here, or if you can have like bearish CVD or absorption. These are some more advanced stuff. I have some videos talking about CVD if you want to check the channel for completely free. But yeah, I like to see some absorption, or what you could look for is like just the context of the market, right? Like money flow, right? It's like your money, like right now the 30 minutes kind of choppy, right? But if that money flow is still in the red, or if this rolls over back into the red, right, and we're getting an 8-hour red dot, which we don't have just yet, it's all about the context. It's not as easy as just saying when you get up here, just look for this one confirmation. It's going to vary from trade to trade. So for this one, it might be absorption or a divergence or whatever it is. But for the next trade, it might be something completely different, right? So it's hard to say like one thing that we're going to look for. But like right here, I would probably be looking at like order flow is probably something I would want to see. But yeah, I again, it's like a whole other thing. We teach that more in the Discord. It would be like really hard to kind of bring that up right now and like explain it on the live stream. But yeah, basically what we look for is like absorption or CVD divergences, stuff like that on the lower time frames. But yeah, it's a long-winded answer. It's not just like a simple thing that we can look for. But yeah, that's basically, hopefully that was not too long of an answer. All right, let's continue on here. Inspiring. Shout out to Mike Bennett. Let's go. Or no, Jay Violet, you must feel great. Shout out to Jay Violet. Jay Violet, what did you do? Did you do something? Shout out to Jay Violet. Well, whatever it is, let's go. Late to class, Candle Mob. Shout out to Crypto Redbot. Welcome in. No problem, bro. We got your late pass. You're good. I mean, you're one of the goats, bro. You get infinite late passes. Arrow and Wojak. Okay, so let's take a quick look at Wojak. All right, I guess this is our Wojak chart. I don't remember the last time we looked at this. All right, well, man, I wish I knew. So let's see. Yeah, so the 786 remains your level to flip, right? Get above that 786, that's where you're going to get likely the next big move up, right? You got to get above here, right? This is probably what I was drawing here. It's like, hey, if you stay on top of the value area high, come to the 786, flip the 786, go, right? But what happened? We got stuck under the value area high. Where'd we go? Not to the POC, but down to this golden pocket, which, dang, man, if this is the current, yeah, we don't put these blue zones here for nothing, right? If you get the pullback in here, I mean, man, I wish I knew when last time we looked at Wojak, because the way that line was drawn, right, we were probably saying, right, this is crazy. And the reason I showed this, guys, is because it's going to like help you know how I look at the market, right? We were probably looking at something like this, saying, hey, if you stay above, I think it's raining. If you stay above this value area high, look to go to the 786. Once you flip the 786, that's where you can look for the next move up into your retracement levels, which is up here at about 0.00223, if I'm not, 0.00223, right? But if we get stuck underneath, I probably said it just like that. If we get stuck underneath this value area high, we're probably going to be looking for a move towards the POC. But we have these key Fibonacci levels, which we could potentially put higher lows in on, right? Either the golden pocket or the 786. This is always what we look at, right? This would have been nice because you have the weekly. But what happens? Price comes down. And where do we bounce? And I'm not saying that just because we had the line there, we knew it was going to bounce. But you have these levels on your chart, and you say, hey, are we getting any kind of reason to be looking for longs down here, right? Well, do we have 4-hour bull div, right? You might be looking at some other stuff, right? You have a bullish divergence into the golden pocket. Money flow starts coming up. Maybe you can get back to the high, right? But at this point, it's kind of the same thing, right? If you wind up coming back down, which I would probably argue we'd probably come up more than down. But if you did come back down, I will say Lose the golden pocket, look for the 786, right? But same thing that we have the line drawn here. If we stay above here, break the golden pocket, come to the 786, flip this to support. That's where you're looking for the bigger move up. Where you're looking for price to go, right into that extension level. Bada boom. There you go. So that's what I look at on Wojak. And I will say, 3-day, looking like it might want to print a bear div, which means you might have to put in a higher high. Might have liquidity above this wick, which could push you into that target. So you have to see. Next key level of resistance, in my opinion, is going to be that 786. That's the most important level to get above. Then you can attack the all-time highs and potentially come up there. But yeah, green dot on the 3-day, 4-day green dot printing as well. You know, lower time frames. Yeah, 3 hour money flow coming into the green. Yeah, I would. Next major target would be that 786, 0.00158. We'll see if it happens. We'll leave the line here. We'll see. Likely not going to go exactly like that, but you know, probably going to do something like this. Either like that or like that. But there you go. Let's see. Yo, shout out to J Violet said, as a 2x winner of the giveaway, it is not a scam. Shout out to J Violet. Let's go. All right, let's take a quick look at Aerodrome. Yo, shout out to June said, if you tell me your thoughts on Harmony 1, I will forever be your pal from Canada. Hey, shout out to the Canadians out there. Yeah, we can try to take a look at Harmony 1. If we have time, we'll try to squeeze it in. Because I do want a pal from Canada, I'm not going to lie. All right, let's take a look at Arweave really quick. Not this one. Let's take a look at... Oh, that is it. Okay. Do we have a running chart on Arweave? This is... Let me pull up the live stream chart. I believe we do. Let's see. Is this a live chart? So this is in a similar situation as Doge. Frankie, what? Similar situation as Doge. What do you mean? Let me explain that, right? Excuse me. Similar situation as Doge. Not current Doge, but August 4th Doge. You have gotten, on Arweave, a breakout and test. Do we have one? Is that... Okay, so here it is. Okay. I'm going to delete all this. Actually, I'm going to keep this because this is old, man. Yeah, those points of controls are still relevant. Right? I would actually even pull this all the way here. Right? So this is what I mean by this is the same as Doge. Pull the lower range. Right? So this is the same thing, right? Does it make sense? Hopefully this makes sense. Smash that like button if this makes sense, guys. It's like ETH, right? ETH was in the lower accumulation. ETH is now breaking out, approaching its value area low at $3,100 to $3,200, right? It's in that zone, right? Dogecoin ripped up, rejected, retested the previous range as support before getting the next move up. Accumulation, breakout, testing the old value area low, retest the value area high as support, getting the next move up. Do you see what I mean? Right? Break in, back down to retest, another move up. Break in, back to retest, another move up. Are we seeing that? Right? Very similar. So, for me, this would be a dip buy area, right? Or, ideally right down here, but, you're never going to snipe the exact bottom. But if you pull your fibs from the high to the low, that 786 was your key level, confluent with your value area high. That is a dip buy for me, right? Because if you're going to continue the macro trend to the upside, you're going to look to put the higher low in on your golden pocket or your 786, right? This is the zone where you're looking for a higher low and a continuation up. Is that on a higher time frame going to be the higher low before a massive move to the upside? Well, we can't know, right? We don't know. We can't know. It's impossible. Trading's risky. Investing is risky. Life is risky, right? So that's a dip buy for me. Bada boom. Is it going to be the next big move up? I don't know. It's likely not going to look just like that, but you still have to wiggle your way up here, right? Get back above that value area low, back to the POC, maybe get a rejection, back above the POC, back to the high, right? So, it's always going to be confusing and sketchy, right? But just know, 786 golden pocket, getting a bounce from there, Similar to what Doge did before the next big move, right? So there you go. Not too shabby. Hopefully that makes sense on our weave here. And yeah, other than that, looking for a potential weekly green dot here coming up soon as well. Not too shabby. I would have loved a 2-day bull div down there. I would have loved higher time frame bull divs down there. We didn't get the daily. I would have liked that. So we'll see. But yeah, they're just pointing that out. We're going to come back one day, and we'll either be like, oh my God, it didn't pump, and we came back into the range and went down to the low, and if it did, that's fine. Hopefully, you're either buying on the way down, averaging in, or you stop yourself out and you rebuy lower. But, chances, in my opinion, right, we'll probably wind up coming up here and be like, guys, look, it did it. It did it. Magic. Volume profiles are magic. Volume profiles are magic. Yo, shout out to Altcoin Corey, bro. Corey, bro, thank you so much for all the support, man. I appreciate you so much. It's like a ton of super chats today, bro. You shouldn't have. He says, don't think I forgot, brother. I'm an OG Mafia. You taught me how to fish. You deserve all your success. Hashtag FCU, hashtag Givers Gain. Like and subscribe. Yo, shout out to Altcoin Corey, bro. You just gave me goosebumps. Absolute OG of the channel. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for being a part of the Mafia, guys. Altcoin Corey, thank you for being a part of the Mafia. And guys, best community out here. I really do appreciate you guys. You guys allow me to come up here and share my passion with you guys, and you guys allowing me to help you. And just hearing that I'm able to help people learn how to fish and actually make money sustainably, right? Not trick you into thinking you can get rich quick. The fact that we can do this is absolutely mind-blowing to me. It's what keeps me going every single day. So it keeps me coming on these live streams. It's what keeps me making these market updates and all these educational videos. Shout out to Altcoin Corey. Thank you, bro. You're a GOAT, man. Thank you so much. But first time here, a big fan of this stream. Shout out to Lot. I am a lot excited that you said that. So shout out to you, bro. Subscribe to the channel, guys. If you're not subbed and you don't have notifications on, you might miss some streams. It also helps the channel if you smash the like button to push us out to more people and help us grow into the most positive and amazing, unstoppable mafia, even more than we already are. Bitcoin breaking back up. Let's check it. Oh, no. Let's come on to our actual chart here. Bada boom. Bada bing. Oh, boy. Let's see. Let's pull the range again. POC, 786. That's the confluent level. Are we going to get the rejection, or are we going to continue up to the value area high? Hard to say. Let's see. Low-key sniping the order flow back here on another screen, guys. Yeah. We'll see. If we don't put the lower high in here, the last chance to put in a lower high and continue down is going to be right here, in my opinion. Bada boom. All right, so if we're not going to dump, right, or I don't want to say dump, right? Dump is kind of seems extreme, right? But if we're not going to pull back, I should say, from here, I would be looking to continue up, because at that point, you're above the POC. Where's the next likely place for price to go? Probably up to that value area high, but that is also a larger golden pocket 786 retracement zone, right? So 786 value area high. At that point, I would kind of just trade this as a value area, right? So we'll see. We'll see what happens here. Yeah, 3-hour red dot, 2-hour bearish divergence printing, 30-minute green dot confirmed, money flow. Come on, where's that 8-hour red dot? We need that 8-hour red dot, baby. We need that 8-hour red dot. But those are the levels I'm looking at, guys. If we don't pull back from here or here, if we do, I'll be looking down at this volume profile, POC being a very key level, right? Maybe we don't get to the low, but I will be watching that POC 74, 787. But if we break that 786 and we don't just get a bearish confirmation above that high, I will be looking higher, potentially to can't paste. Okay. Where is it? Potentially looking up towards that 77.3 level would be the next move to the upside. So that's what I'm looking at, guys. We'll see what happens. Hopefully we can get a pullback, catch a little short here in the Discord. But other than that, if not, we'll get stopped out for a small loss if we even take the trade, and then look to come up to that next extension level. So with all that, sold $200. Shout out to, I don't know how to say that. I'm going to call him Money. Muina. Shout out to you, bro. Solana, $200. Let's go. Oh, baby, she pamping. And this is actually beautiful. This is perfect, right? Am I buying this? Am I like, oh, my God, I'm FOMO in? Absolutely not. like for my long-term holdings, even if I did not own any Solana and I had to buy it right here, I would not be buying it right here. If it pumps up here, I would not be buying it up here. If it pumps up more, I will not buy it up there, right? Can you? Yes, absolutely. If you buy here, can you make money pumping it up to there? Yes. But again, you could think the same thing, right? Here, right? I would think to myself, or commonly people would think like, oh my God, like, should I buy? No, it's the top. Yeah, but I would have made money. And then buy, but eventually you will get some kind of pullback, right? And maybe you don't. If you don't, I'm happy. I would be happy to let that go. But like I said, I have a much different. My entries are down here, and then what we looked at before. I'm not going to beat the dead horse, but there we go. $200 on Solana, baby. Let's go. Throw that money, baby. Let's get it. I guess maybe we should look at higher targets real quick before we sign off here. Let me pull up live stream chart. Here we are. So yeah, next key levels I would look at here. I mean, we're pushing up. We have the A value area high here. This is actually different levels than we had looked at recently. But, this is still a volume profile here. So let me pull up this on the daily. So yeah, value area high would be, this is, it's kind of like a resistance zone, right? So push up to the value area high. Once we get up here, could potentially look for confirmations to pull back a little bit. And then maybe we get a pullback before continuing up. But yeah, 202 would be like the next local target. Let me get you a bigger target to the upside, a little more exciting. It's pumping, right? We gotta look at the moonshots here. I would be looking at this zone right here, which is the previous value area high slash Fibonacci retracement. Or Fibonacci extension, I'm sorry. So, if we did wind up somehow, or, for some reason, getting a massive just blast off on Solana, next bigger target would be 228 up to about 233. But again, I would not be, I don't buy, right? Like, and the reason for this, guys, this is like general rules of trading, right? Like, I'm not going to short support, just like I wouldn't long resistance. Now, if you were willing to buy up here, buy here, and then just hope for it to come down and dollar cost average in on a retracement, that's fine. Just understand if you buy here, there's a high chance, there is a chance you come up, but there's also a good chance that you're going to get some kind of pullback. So you may be buying a local top. But as long as you're aware of that and okay with that and it fits along with your plan, that's totally fine. For me, my plan is to just buy back here. I was not scared to buy back here. I was not scared to buy back here during the bear market, right? But if you're just coming in now and you're looking like, should I buy Solana? Don't fall into the trap of FOMOing in. Sometimes you're going to buy and it's going to rip, or you're not going to buy. You're going to think it's going to pull back. It's not going to pull back and it's going to rip. But don't worry about that, right? It's going to hurt you more than help you in the long run. So for me, I just can't buy resistance like this. If it breaks out, I'll wait for a retest. I would rather wait for the retest, even if we just come back and test that same level, right? I would rather wait for the retracement and then buy here rather than, I would rather buy the same price on a retracement rather than on a breakout, in my opinion. So there you go. Hopefully that helps you guys out. With all that being said, whole soul hype is already over. Shout out to JJ. But yeah, with all that being said, guys, that is all the time we got for today's live stream. Hey, what a time! What a good time to end the stream on a good note with a Solana breaking $200. Absolutely insane. I appreciate everybody for tuning in here, guys. But hopefully, if you've been in here since the beginning of the stream, hopefully you guys see like not FOMOing in to a short on Bitcoin at support wound up playing out as we got that retracement into the exact retracement zone that we were looking at. And this is just commonly what happens on price action and why I don't short support and long resistance. Right? It's because again, could we have dumped on Bitcoin and missed a short opportunity? Potentially. But we knew there's a good chance that you're going to get a retracement. You don't want to short support. And what happens? You get that retracement. And again, guys, right into the zone that we were looking at, which is over here, right? Right into our zone, right? So, and again, maybe we come back up and we hit here, right? But that is why we don't short support. You would have just gotten wrecked. And you could have got a nicer short entry, and maybe that's where we come down. So, yeah, there you go. With all that being said, that's all the time I got for tonight's live stream. I appreciate all you guys for being here. Thank you for the super chat. Shout out to Altcoin Corey, another super chat, bro. Thank you so much. He said, other members want to see your fib extension levels. Shout out to Altcoin Corey. I believe it is in not the beginner series fib video, but I believe I have a fib video explaining the extension levels. But if you just go into your Fibonacci extensions, the common ones are the 1618, the 2618, the 3618, the I'll just show you. I'll just show you the common ones here. Let's see. I do believe we have the video though. So let me just. Now here's the thing. I don't really recommend like. There's certain ones that are a little bit more experimental, right? Like the 1414 is somewhat common, but like the 1236, the 1618, the 3618, the 2618, these are the common ones, right? And to be honest, I believe if you just do like I think these by default are already yeah, you already get like extension levels by default. Yeah, so you get these, right? So like these are the common ones to look at. 1618, 2618, 3618, 4236, right? Like so you get them on the default fib, right? And like do they work? I mean, even the default settings, right? Like you don't need these like super secret settings, but like if I just hide these spider lines really quickly, right? And we pull from the all-time high of 2017 all the way to the bear market low, right? And we extend this all the way to the right. We peaked out at a 3618, right? So these levels are respected, right? Like maybe even if we pull this to the current cycle, right? All-time high, right? These are kind of rough. I'm not going to like make these super accurate just to, you know. All right, is this an interesting level? Wow, that's weird. That's 100K, right? So if we get up there, we're going to get a reaction probably, right? So there you go. You can just use the default fib. I would just recommend that because like some of mine are obscure. I don't know if I feel comfortable telling people those are super reliable. But yeah, I would just use the default. You get those extension levels. So hopefully that helps you guys out. And with all that being said, that's actually all the time we got for tonight's live stream. Thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate every single one of you guys. I love you guys so much. And I will see you tomorrow. Same place, same time. Maybe we'll do a market update. Depends on what price action does. That's all I got. I'll see you guys next time. Hasta pasta. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.
Look what's next for me, Joe. I'm gonna get that second bell. Where the is it? They should have had them 2 bells ready. Spit shine for me.
Yeah. Head up in the clouds, dog, they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm up next. Remember when she blew me off, that's why I can't text. Now she call me petty, but I swear I can't forget. This ain't a test. Now they saying that I ball like Jerry West. Coming back for what is mine, can't take no less. I said go and take a shot, so I need your best. And stop the threats, don't know what is in me. I don't got time, I'm not giving the energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I do not mess with you, dog, you're not kidding me. You don't got way too close. I've been up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. I seen too many people that switched up, whose man's high. Through it all, I stay the same, I swear to God, I can't lie. Been down so damn low that I came up from my life. They talk way too much on the internet, it's not real life. I swear my fam waiting, I can't lose, and I'm still right. Still right, I swear that I'm working them up till like midnight. It's real life, I got a time and I'm coming to get mine. In time, I cannot lose and I'm coming right inside. I'm in my, yeah.
Shout out to Ogre Abroad. Matt D says tons of great knowledge on this stream, or in this stream, both for trading and life. Mad love, keep crushing it. Shout out to you, bro. I appreciate you, Matt. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I never like try to like I don't like give life advice like, oh wow, look at me, I'm special, right? I think my biggest point, guys, is like. When it comes to trading, I'm a normal person, right? I said this on my live stream earlier today. Like, I'm not like I didn't like study like advanced algorithms and like all these calculations and stuff. Like, I try to make things as easy to understand for normal people because I am a normal person, right? And if I can do it, I think anyone can do it. If with the determination and it sounds so like cringy and like corny, but it is true. Like if you have the actual dedication and the grit to just push through the learning process and learn from mistakes and not give up and understand that nothing great comes easy, you can figure this out too. You won't get rich overnight, right? But you can definitely make a ton of money. You can get rich trading. It just takes a lot of work. And if it's too good to be true, it's probably a scam, right? So that's probably good news to hear, right? From someone who has gone through it. Take it from me. If I could do it, you could do it. And shout out. Someone said Detroit is the first First place to accept crypto for taxes, which is crazy because it's almost like the government's trying to get as much Bitcoin as they possibly can. I don't know. I'll see you guys next time. I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Same place, same time, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's all I got. Go touch some grass. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna go just sit here and do TA. Hasta pasta. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go, yeah we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command, like, yeah, you about to see me on demand, like, you know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't ever going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go, yeah, at the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know, yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah, on the road, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up.